Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a wonderful day out there today. Bitcoin hitting all-time highs again, and currently we're sitting right around 116,000 bucks. Because we are hitting all-time highs, I am going to be smoking a cigar with you guys today, even though I told you guys it was just for Mondays. But since we're hitting all-time highs, I figured it was worth it. Loki's screaming for a puppy treat over here. Actually, I was going to give him this heart, but since it is all-time high day, he gets a little bit of water buffalo, which is his new favorite little treat, as you guys can see. Doesn't even say thank you, runs off into the bedroom and starts to eat it by himself. But anyway, happy to have you guys here. Raz Von Viller, happy to see you guys. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin technical analysis today, looking at some of our portfolios that we built together here, talking about the new portfolio we are going to be building this Sunday to implement on Monday. And then basically, let me see what I got on my list. Some CNBC news, some Cointelegraph news, and some X news. And that's about it, it looks like. And then of course afterwards we are going to chill for a little bit. I chose this cigar because this cigar takes a while to smoke. I was going to go out tonight to plan some stuff out with my friends because you guys know I'm going on vacation tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is stay with you guys until the cigar is over, smoke it up 2 to 3 hours. We're going to be vibing for a minute, right? Talking about where Bitcoin's going, what's going on, the news. And then later on tonight, I'll go out maybe around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that, a little bit later than I was intending. And then because I leave around 2 o'clock tomorrow, I believe, to Portland, Oregon, I think what I'm going to do, I'll try to stream around 11 o'clock in the morning for you guys. And then afterwards, as far as Saturday and Sunday, I think what I'm going to do is see if I can bring my own laptop. I might not be able to stream because the Wi-Fi is not going to be that good, but I can at least record a video and talk to you guys about some stuff. Or no, I'll just record from my phone. Make it a lot easier. And it should be a pretty fun time. So first, we're gonna give Loki one more treat because he's in the mood for treats right now. Yup. He can even get 2 treats here. Okay. See, such a good boy, right? I'm gonna get myself a piece of cedar here like we did before. I'm just gonna break it off. Light up a cigar with you guys very fast. And then we're just gonna hit the road running because this is gonna be a longer stream. There's no reason to dive into it right away. I mean, you guys have probably been watching Bitcoin content all day, am I right? All right. So hey Ken, happy to see my man reporting for duty. I appreciate you. Elijah, Al W, Brozard, Tyler, the likes of us, and G Money, happy to see all of you guys here. Took a minute, but we're there, and our portfolio is doing pretty good too. So this might be kind of big, so actually let me like taper this down a little bit. I like it to be tapered just a tad, otherwise the flame gets kind of big, like kind of big, and I don't like that at all. There we go, a little bit smaller. We can come back to that smaller piece if we want to. A light torch lights it on fire, little puff puff. Feel free to smoke along if you got them, only if you have age, of course. Toast that stick up here. Something about toasting it, I don't know why, it's peaceful. It's also just warm, you know. Little toast. Funny enough, I am going to a cigar festival this weekend, so I'll be smoking some good sticks and having a very good time. Yeah, light toasting, there we go, ready? That should be good for now. There we go. All toasted out. Alright. Hit the ball rolling. My cigar has green leaves in it for some reason. Hey, there you go. It took me a second to realize what you're talking about there because there are actually cigars that have green leaf wrappings. So As you guys know, Bitcoin's already reaching all-time highs. It peaked at around, at least in the Bitcoin Tether chart on Binance, it peaked at 116,868 today. Not even above 868, just 868 right there. So we've had an amazing day here. Now, back up a little bit, zoom in, whatever you guys want to do, call it. We are looking at a very good cycle so far. It keeps on going, but it looks like we're breaking out to have that next big move, which if you zoom out a little bit more, that next big move is supposed to come around through what, $174,000 basically, 175,000 bucks. In between that, there are going to be other levels of resistance, right? But usually we do have a pretty easy time making it up to that next level. We'll see if this is going to be that same type of pattern. I hope it is. On top of that, the weekly charts here, when we start focusing a little bit more on the momentum and what's going on. There we go. That was lagging for a second. Oh, you know what? I bet everybody's using TradingView today. Yeah, there's probably going to be some lag on the platform, isn't there? Those servers must be hot right now. But anyway, remember we talked about the MACD strategy and how we thought it might work? Oh my God, guys, this took a little bit too long for comfort. Remember we were talking like, you know, you buy when everything is good to go. We even had a bearish RSI setting right here, which actually it did go down a little bit, to be frank. But we were trusting the green MACDs like we've done a lot in the past. It worked out, but it took so much longer for it to work out this time, which really stressed me out. And I'm sure it stressed some of you guys out. You know, wars, tariffs, all the fun stuff out there, you know, it can mess with the market a little bit. Now, what I do want to make sure you guys have on your charts to be a little bit more profitable in trading is just remember we have the long-term Fibonacci level on right now that goes from the lows of 2018 up here to the highs of 2021, back down to the lows of the FTX crash. Well, we're going to start at the FTX crash over here, go up here to the highs back from March 11th in 2024 and come down. And we're just going to add these on here so you guys can see what's going on, okay? There is going to be another level of resistance around $128,000, it looks like. There's also another one here, if I can find it. Move this up just a tad. I think that was the one we were looking at here. No, what was the other one we were looking at? Oh, well, you know, around $122,000 to $128,000. I don't know why I'm not finding the exact one I'm looking for right now. And maybe that's just this one right here. Maybe it's this. The lows over here, 353, 588, there you go. Oh, there's one anyway. We have another level of resistance about to hit around 122,000. You can see this Fibonacci level was actually pretty accurate so far. After that though, it looks like 122, 140, 166, then maybe the big kahuna around 175. I'm not really saying most people need to scale out today, but because I'm not going to be here for the next few days, Friday, I'm not going to be here for, well, no, actually, I'm streaming tomorrow, but the morning, I'm streaming Sunday at night, so I just won't be able to talk to you guys much on Saturday, that's just normal, actually. So just make sure that if something big happens, I'm just not there because I'm talking with some people or something like that, you guys know you can start to scale out of some of your plays right now. It just depends on where you guys dollar cost averaged. And I want to stress this point. While our portfolio that we've been talking about has been good, this is the group safe portfolio. It's up around 13% so far, making some money here. We started off with a little over $1,000. Now we're at 1,143. Good profit, good, solid, right? If you bought 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, even if you were heavy in altcoins, you may still be looking at some losses right now, so you might not even want to be scaling out, right? So just make sure you understand where your portfolio is at. I have a bunch of stuff that's green, but I also have a bunch of stuff that's red, all right? Because I bought them months and months and months ago, and we haven't really seen them make any big moves. So if they do have a big parabolic boom out of nowhere, I'm going to get an alert on my phone, and I'm going to be like, oh yeah, this thing finally turned green. Let's sell that sucker and take that money back. Because, you know, that's the way my brain works right now. So I got to make sure I'm not puffing. I have to make sure I'm actually puffing this thing and so it doesn't die. Normally I talk so much I forget. Now, the group portfolio, the best performer right now is Bitcoin up 10%. So Bitcoin's up 10%, SEI is up 67%, Kronos is up 8%, XRP's up 17%, BNB's up 6%, Pepe's up 20%, Ethereum is up 17%, Solana's up 12%, Dogecoin's up 13, Hyperliquid's up 12, Bubble Maps is down 28%, and official Trump is up 4% here, okay? So Trump and Bubble Maps are the ones that aren't really performing too well right now, but that's okay. Even BNB is only up 6%, but you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. It's been a pretty volatile few days. Ever since we bought some of these tokens, you can see we did have a value of around $1,000. It went down to like 920 bucks, and that was kind of a rough time for us. We came back up here, it kind of stagnated for a minute, and all of a sudden we're starting to take off here and seeing a little bit of profit, which I think overall is very good. For the Fart Mania only token right here, it's up 17%, which is also pretty good. We'll see if this has the momentum to go higher. It's the worst performer and the best performer because it's literally just a fart coin chart. We're just watching fart coin here. And then for the higher risk one, this is up 10% or $77. This one was made just on July 2nd. Yeah, July 2nd and July 3rd and 4th with you guys. So this has only been a few days old, like a week old. So this isn't really going to be a lot of profit right away. But you do see that we already have stuff like maple syrup is down 10%, but live peer is up 6, 14 down a little bit. It's a mixed bag all the way around. Oh, that's why this thing is so funky right now. Hold on. And hey Mo, happy to see you. I have CNBC turned on when it's not supposed to be CNBC turned on. Let's go over here. I've been making too many videos for you guys. There we go. Does that mean that looks kind of funky now? That does mean that looks kind of funky now. Well, that's okay. Let me go over here for you guys temporarily to get back to the charts. As far as news is concerned, there wasn't really too much big news. White House accuses Powell of mismanaging Federal Reserve. Not really crazy news. Trump to host Huang at White House as Nvidia tops $4 trillion market cap. Okay, that's fine. Nothing crazy there. Amazon warehouse workers fired after Trump immigration crackdown. Nothing too crazy there, right? There's just not much going on right now, okay? Now, that's okay. I think maybe the market was just looking for a boring day. If we go and see what happened earlier today here, and let me pull this up for you guys. There you go. We had some bumps over the last few days. I want to see if this... It's fixed. Okay, it is fixed. Okay. New York Times today started off pretty bland, but then all of a sudden it took off towards the middle of the day. Right here, right towards the end, it kicked off. As soon as the market closed, we saw Bitcoin starting to come back down here. So we're seeing a little bit of breathing going on right now. Yesterday, we also had a pretty big move here. The last few days, it's been kind of stagnant here. It just seems like all of a sudden, get that little bit of a pump, everybody's pretty happy, and we were just waiting for the New York time to get kicked off. Now, Tokyo time been pretty slow the last few days, so I'm not going to really harp on that too much, but the fact we are seeing these moves is very, very nice. On the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, and maybe for now I should just do this one. All right, no, that's fine. On the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, if you guys are looking for some short-term Fibonacci levels, which maybe some of you guys are, maybe some of you guys are not. Which one would be better? That one right there. Or, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that worked right there. That worked right there. You might see a little bit more resistance around 117, but it feels like we're cooling off right now and not going to the heavens anymore. Usually it might take like a few minutes for us to calm down before we have that next big ramp, right? So 15-minute chart, cooling off for a couple hours, then making another big move. You are seeing some liquidations happening today. I wish I had the... Here, hold on. There we go. Bitcoin volume chart. Where is it at? Which do they call it here? Change flows? No. That's fine. I'll figure it out. Maybe they call it profile. Yeah, I wonder what's not showing up. I don't know. Anyway, you are seeing a lot of liquidations happening right now. So there were a lot of shorts opened up over the last couple weeks because everybody thought, well, Bitcoin's facing all-time highs again. You know what that means? That means we are going to dump because over the last few times, Bitcoin's been having a rough time there. rough time there. A little bit of a bounce right here, but still had a rough time. Everybody was saying, well, we know we're going to come back down, and Trump is thinking about tariffs, so why don't we just open up some shorts right now? Everybody that opened up a short over here is not happy because they, in order to open up a short right here, you want to assume it's coming down way more, back at least towards 95,000, all the way down here to the 80s. It did not do that at all, which is great news for us as longs, but for the shorts, they are losing quite a bit of money here today. Now, let me just go over here because I feel like this makes it just a little bit easier. Can I do that? There we go. Okay, fine. I would expect our next level of resistance though to be around 122,000 bucks. I think as we go into the end of this week, we should still go higher and higher and higher. We still got the MACD and everything else on our side. That's always nice to see. But I want to stress, if you guys want to day trade, I know I told you guys this yesterday and the day before yesterday, look for some of those tokens that on the weekly charts are crossing above their moving averages, and if possible, they're close to daily moving averages as well. Okay. One of the fun things, and I know this has been very fun for a lot of us here, has been watching things like Ethereum. All right. I told you guys to watch out last week because we were right on the verge of breaking out above the 250-week moving averages. We saw the big spike getting ready, and then boom, all of a sudden here it comes. On top of that, on the daily charts, it's pretty much already finished off all the other moving averages, but we did have a technical breakout happening, and earlier that week we did have a little bit of volatility around that point. Okay, so as we look at all that stuff, having a good time, Ethereum, if you find anything following the same characteristics as Ethereum, where it's below some moving averages, preferably the 20, the 50, the 200 SMAs. Solana's not there yet, but it's close, right? Watch that closely. Dogecoin's already breaking out above its this week. Trump token isn't doing it just yet. Melania, not close. WIF is in the middle, right? So just go down your personal watch. This last week for Bonk was the big move right here. And that way I can see Bonk ran up around 46%. You know what I mean? So you watch those moving averages. They're massive levels of resistance. Right now, Mira's having a move. Baby Doge may have one here. Baby Doge is about to have one. Book of Meme is having one now. Shiba's having one now. Pepe's having one now. My lady's having one now. And so forth. I don't need to say the same thing over and over to you guys, but that's some of the fun stuff we're seeing right now. This is ADA. I think I did some technical analysis on this one because there's a lot of stuff on this one. But even ADA is about to break out above. Oh, it's actually already broken above the 50. Well, it may break above the 20 here, so have some fun with it. This is more for you day traders out there because the volatility could always bring this thing back down. A lot of times you see nasty wicks, right? When it comes to the moving averages, those wicks means it was there temporarily, then it came back. So maybe you want to add on top of that some type of VWAP or something like that to kind of help you along. But you're seeing that volatility that we've all been waiting for happening right now. Now, is this altcoin season behavior? No, not really. Bitcoin dominance is down a little bit. We've been here before, as we've talked about. We've had sharp moves down only for it to keep on rising. So I wouldn't necessarily say this is the start of altcoin season or something, but this is a nice little rally where Bitcoin holders are very happy. And if you have some bags and altcoins, they're breathing a little bit. Remember, if you buy altcoins even like 6-7 months ago, most of you guys are still down, right? We haven't had that big boom that comes out of nowhere. Even Shiba Inu, right? You bought a few months ago. This is February, right? You're still down. So you're still holding. For most of you guys have been doing longer dollar cost averaging, but if you've been doing dollar cost averaging and you've been averaging down bit by bit, well then you could be up right now, and then you could think about if you want to sell and what you want to do to kind of make your profits. But I know a lot of people out there, like myself, I still have some bags, and so I'm kind of sitting back and kind of enjoying all this, making some trades as needed, and really just saying, okay, well, we have some portfolios open. We're going to open up an AI stock portfolio on Sunday together, or plan it so we can buy it on Monday, and then from there, we just wait and see, and have a very good time there. So I'm really excited to do all this stuff with you guys here, especially since Bitcoin's hitting all-time highs. You even saw, I believe it was on Trends, oh, I thought Bitcoin was here for a minute. Lamar Brown, Dexter Resurrection, Tom Brady, Sophie Vergara. Tom Brady's on a roll right now. His poor girlfriend or ex-wife is just not having it. Well, if I go over here and I guess I just search for Bitcoin. Bitcoin. And past day, you can see we've been surging a little bit. Or if you go over here the past 7 days, Bitcoin searches have been going up. There is more interest. Is it 2021 interest? No, not even close. But at least it's more interest, more people coming in and more buying, you know. So if you guys are looking to start trading, I do have some links down below in order to join some exchanges and get you guys some good deals. Check them out. And then I also have a bunch of trading tutorials. I told you guys I have that new channel set up with the Dogecoin stream. I'm just going to start putting out content on, what did I say? Monday? Yeah, I'm going to start doing it on Monday because I'm just going to be gone next couple days while I'm on so many vacations. So I'm gonna relax a little bit, okay? Let me just say I want to relax a little bit. But yeah, so that's kind of how things are rolling right now. Tokens are moving pretty well. Our portfolio is doing very well if you hopped in any of those. Last 7 days, we got tokens like Bonk up 43%, Floki up 26%, right? Still year to date, they're still down 42%, but at least they're coming up. We've been kind of living in these lower highs situation for a while, right? Where we see these big moves and we're like, yeah, we're finally gonna make it. Then it goes back down, we're like, ah. But we got rate cuts coming in a couple months. Hopefully we've seen the lows for the altcoins for the foreseeable future. And all we have to do is really wait for some of those big moves, right? As far as today is concerned, Pudgy Penguin is up 23%. Fartcoin's up 18%. World Token's up 16%. AI token. SEI is up 16%. IP is up 13. Bonk is up 13. SUI is up 13. Virtual is up 12. So again, a lot of momentum. Are there things that are down this week? A little, but these are all stable coins, right? And basically, no, nothing actually. I thought it was Pax Gold for a second, but gold is barely up. Yeah, it looks okay right now, guys. How is everything for the last 30 days? What's actually down for the past 30 days? That's better explanation I hear. Pi's down, Zcash is down, Curb Token, Dex, Tia, Virtual, Story, Sonic. So we still have some stuff that's not doing as great. So remember, as much as everything's going good right now, if you're holding it long term, it's kind of a pain, which means the majority of you guys might prefer just to buy Bitcoin and hold on to it, right? Now, let me give Loki another treat because he wants one and he's just an amazing little guy today. And he's putting up with me smoking, right? I can't tell how to get him to look at you. Oh, there he goes. If I flip it sideways and in between its nose, then it looks like he's looking at you. Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, good boy. Thank you. Yeah. He got in trouble a while ago. I was that water buffalo treat. I was walking it over here in my hand. He tried to bite it out of my hand. As soon as he bit it out of my hand, he knew he did wrong, so he dropped it and just sat there. And I was like, Take me out. I got scared. Oh man. All right, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. This is much more of a chill vibe. There isn't so much news today, so I don't feel like I have to go through all the news. We already know what's been going on. There's been a lot of good money moving in. Everything that we've been talking about over the past few weeks as far as institutional investors putting more money in there, especially yesterday, the news talking about how the Fed was changing up a little bit its stance and Jerome Powell wasn't happy about that. All of that stuff coming along, I think, really contributed to what we're seeing today. And what I want to do is possibly just scroll this past here, keep this 15-minute chart up, maybe a 5-minute chart. Yeah, 5-minute chart, and we can see if Bitcoin's able to continue the surge here. Because right now we're in a pretty good spot. My Me wallet looks really nice after today, but lots of room to get previous price levels. There you go, Tyler. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Exactly what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. And hey, CT, happy to see DCA alts are making money. Depends on when you bought them, but yes, they sure are right now. What I think, you know, we already have enough portfolios in terms of crypto. Maybe we'll add to some of the other ones, even if we have to like buy at higher prices, which I don't mind. But yeah, I mean, right now it's more about we bought some stuff. Now we're just waiting because we have to wait for altcoin season. So, and I already have another portfolio. Maybe I'll add that one for you guys. So I have a portfolio I made for another group that, for Virtual Bacon. and it's a I did like 2 rounds of dollar cost averaging it for that portfolio, and I think over half the stuff I bought in that high risk, it was high risk portfolio, high risk, and the high risk portfolio is down right now. All right, so what I might do is I might pull all that data up, and I may upload it to coinmarketcap.com and put it into this portfolio and be high risk trading number 2 or something like that, and that way you guys can see a portfolio that's not doing so well, and then we can kind of follow along and see if it does do well in the future, because I actually do have, I don't know how much, I think I have like $1,300 invested in that portfolio, and I think it's down about $400, so it's down quite a bit. All right, so I'll have to pull that up for you guys. And hey, bullshit, happy to see you. I thought about starting a side business that only accepts crypto for the service. I think that could be really good, especially if you can figure out a way to get them to pay in Tron. Not in Tron, excuse me, over Tron, so there's no fees for them really, except for the dollar. And hey, Angel, happy to see you, my man. Oh yeah, I mean, all the shorts are getting liquidated right now. They're gonna have to they're gonna have to wait a little bit, find a new place to attack, and kind of reattach the market here, because they're pretty much closed out at this point in time. You can even see that right now they're trying, but I mean, heck, a few tried over here, and that didn't really end out well for them. And you can see they're just blowing through the walls here. This breakout went from 113,500-ish, a little bit less, a little bit more, right? But 113,000 all the way up here to 116,000, 117,000. That is a massive boom for a 5-minute candle. You know, shorts were just getting liquidated. When you're liquidated, you take a day to, to lick your chops. You take a day to relax, and then you go back in, or you take a week. It doesn't matter. But they're going to have to wait for some news that really pushes Bitcoin back down. And the only news that we've talked about here that is actually bearish for Bitcoin over the last few days was Trump with his tariffs, right? Trump with his tariffs. I don't think there's any more tariff news on here. No. Trump's tariffs on Brazil, that's it. Yeah, right? So we haven't really heard all too much news around tariffs besides, oh yeah, minor country B, minor country Z, minor countries Delta, whatever. They're not, they're getting some tariffs, but nobody really cares about them. The only 2 that we care about is Japan and South Korea. And even then, we know that Trump won't hold the tariffs on for long. He doesn't have a history of holding on to like tariffs for a while. He usually switches his opinion after a week or 2. Let's see. Hey, Alex, you have some fair value gaps to clean up the Bitcoin chart. I mean, there's going to be a lot of fair value gaps no matter what you're looking at. I mean, you can see one right here, obviously, looking root. I know you could always add them on to price action concepts if you wanted to. I don't really add them on here, but for you today, I can. Let me see if I can find them though. I mean, they even have the Fibonacci levels built into here, but I don't use them like that. Maybe I should one day. I should just have everything set up for it. Dashboard size, swing size. Oh, there it is. There it is right there, right? So yeah, there's some fair value gaps right there. I like using order blocks. The fair value gaps are usually things you can kind of see in your head, so you could see us pulling back into this range eventually. So if you see that, you might be looking to open up a short right here, carry it down a little bit, and then see if it can pick back up. It might go as low as maybe 114,538 or something like that. But in reality, we're in a crazy breakout. You got to be careful. We could just be looking at, you're looking for that lower low in the sequence, and then from there it should ricochet. So this is more of a day trade for you if you are going to take that pattern. But yeah, lots of fair value gaps. I'm actually going to take it off because I didn't realize how many of these suckers I was going to put on here. This is why I don't use every setting on these things, because I just don't want to see all of it. And I know I could do I can change some of the stuff here, but I don't want to do it. This is the day to be lazy, right? And then on top of that, we got the 5-minute chart being bearish, the 15 being bearish, the 30-minute still bullish, the 1 hour still bullish. I don't usually feel the need to go bearish in these types of environments. I'd rather just wait and let my long terms do their thing. But if you do want to trade, I mean, we do have the order block right here. We do have the high right here. Next few minutes, if it pushes up a little bit more, it might be a good opportunity to take a short, ride the wave, and then, you know, it's a scalp play basically, but it is a play nonetheless. So there we go. Oops. Hold on a second. Sorry, a friend texted me. I want to make sure I get back to him. I'm kind of even on a lot of my bags. Honestly, DCA was the only beginning when I started that kind of buy. I think we are really early in the macro. Yeah, definitely. Guys, again, we know what happens when we see... Ooh, sorry, I've been sitting down all day. I need to I've been walking around a little bit too. But we know that when we have the rate cuts, everything is going to be absolutely fantastic. It'll be easy money. We'll be ranking in the dough. But until then, this is the grinding hard work of just waiting and waiting and waiting. One of the reasons a lot of people just don't check their investments every day is because there's so much volatility in the cryptocurrency markets. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at all this right now. I'm looking at the charts. I'm very happy. But, you know, I didn't have some crazy long opened up, you know, like for today. Nope, did not. I know things were looking bullish. I know that. But like there was just too much shit going on for me to be like, oh yeah, I want to go crazy. So I just maybe bought a little bit more in dollar cost averaging, and that seems to be doing the trick right now. I'm very happy with where it's going. But definitely a little, you know, still kind of a choppy environment until we get that quantitative easing to come in, which doesn't even come until next year. And then later on this year, we get those rate cuts. We still have the tariffs in the back burner. Exactly, Tricks, exactly. Yeah, I haven't heard your live really on your live really is Crow. Oh, we talk about it every now and again, but yeah, Crow is just one of those things where they have a great plan where, you know, if you buy the token from crypto.com, you usually get some really good stuff out of it. All right. That's the reason I like it. It usually has big spikes during bull markets, but I never really get too involved with it. It's just part of my portfolio. Like I believe in let's go. Is it in the safe group portfolio? Yeah, in the safe portfolio, I have Crow. I made sure to add that in there because I do like it. It has a good performance. I like it a lot. But it's up 7% right now, which is doing pretty well for us. Right? So yeah, I own it. I talk about it, but usually I just don't talk about it all too much because it feels almost like a sponsorship for their token because they are a crypto company, and they don't sponsor me or anything like that. Maybe I should put an affiliate link down below for Crow or crypto.com, but I don't know. I used to have one for Coinbase, but Coinbase's affiliate program is like complete trash. But anyway, instead of talking about that, yeah, Crow's doing really, really good right now. I like it a lot. Last 7 days, it's up 17%. If you look at the rest of our portfolio, it's towards the top here. Crow's at 17, XRP's at 13, Pepe's at 22, Ethereum's at 13, Dogecoin's at 13, Bubble Maps is down 37, and Official Trump is up around 10. So it is a great performer. Maybe I should double down into it or something like that. High risk. Do we have Crow in this one? I don't think so. I tried not to double dip into my tokens here. No. I mean, Super is up 75% since we bought it. You know, Nero first of Ethereum is up 8. Floki's up 29. Walrus is down 0.4. EUL is up 32. AIOZ is up 10. VThor is up 6. XCN is down 1-2%. Alchemist AI is up 5. Peanut the Squirrel is up 20. Aerodyne Finance is up 1. Mog is up 40. Pepe on Tron is up 43, and you know, and so forth here. So we're looking at some good names. My poor Maple Syrup, I was really bullish on that one too. I guess I'll just have to wait and see what happens though. You know, that's basically it. Patience. OTB. And hey Tricks, what breed is Loki? Oh, Loki's a white German Shepherd. I got him from here. I didn't spell that right, but there you go. Hayden Rosen. They're like maybe like an hour away from me. But they got really good dogs. They're really cute puppies. I think he has photos somewhere in here. Yeah. So that's Loki's mom right there. She's a little cutie pie. The dad, I don't know where the dad is at. I don't think he has a photo of him anymore because it was kind of blurry. But his dad's a complete beast. But yeah, that's basically the dogs. They're very cool. He has black dogs, white dogs, regular German Shepherd dogs. I don't know if he saw the photos of the black dogs. But yeah, that's basically Loki right there. Loki just younger, so he still has that vibrant youth to him. But yeah, really cool animals. I love them. Great breeder. And when I bought him, it was only $1,500, not the $2,000 they're selling them for now, though. Oh, inflation's hitting everybody hard. But yeah, great dog. Very loyal dog, and he's not a barker. He barks if there's something to bark at, but usually there's nothing to bark at. Like, he barks less than one time a week. That type of barking. Now, he will whine like 20 times a minute, but that's different than barking. Let's see. Oh, you said tariffs in the back burner. I heard rate cuts in the burner. I don't know why. But yeah, tariffs are something to watch out for. I don't think they're going to have a massive impact right now unless Trump goes after Europe again or Canada. But it seems like right now everything is proceeding. The last time Trump got in a spit spat with Canada, they were trying to do that tax on Canadian on American tech companies in Canada. But Trump said, "Oh hell no," did his little threat, and Canada folded back over. Not Canada, I would say the leadership folded over because, you know, a lot of Canadians, I know a bunch of Canadians, they're fucking awesome. Politicians from any country, a little bit more slimy. A little bit more slimy, just a little bit more slimy. Am I still holding STMX? I am still holding it, but it is down a lot. Speaking of Loki, yeah. This is why I get him the mini treats, because they're really tiny. He can't do much with them. Then I poke his finger, and then I tackle his face, and I'm like, ooh, 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 ooh. Then he puts his paw up, and he's like, how dare you? And then I just squeeze his ear. Then you slap his face a little bit, and he's like, what the heck is going on? Because he knows he's not allowed to bite you back, so you can pretty much just like do that. Then his last defense is to open his mouth so his sharp teeth hit you, or you hit his sharp teeth. That's the way he knows how to go. But right now he's getting a little too antsy for treats. If I'm going to be streaming for a little bit of time, yeah, he's going to have to hold off on those for a little bit. Sorry, man. Sorry. I was later to the party because my caddy money just started last month. Hey, there you go. Nice, making money right there. Caddy money can be freaking big. Man, zoom out the 1 minute Bitcoin chart. Looks so bullish. Oh my God. Give it a second. Trading view is definitely slow right now for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's definitely slow. Yeah, this thing is churning right now. Absolutely churning. And you know what? I love it. We've been waiting for this sucker for a minute here, guys. We've really been waiting for a minute. And I'm glad we're just starting to see some good growth here. Especially across, because we just, 9 minutes ago, we got the new daily candles coming in. We already got RNDRs up 7% in the last 9 minutes. Maybe go to a 50-minute chart. An hour chart. RNDR is a very low market cap token. Look at that, spiking up here a little bit more. We're seeing some good moves. And because AI has been doing well, it's been transferring over to a lot of those AI tokens as well. Hence, we just talked about that story as far as the head of NVIDIA going over to the White House tomorrow, I guess. Well, it doesn't say it when, but it's soon. All right, go back over here to the 5-minute chart. Bounce that back over a little bit more. And there we go. We have an opportunity to see if we're going to break out or we're going to go back down. There we are. All right. And hey, Charlie, opening up a long right now. I wonder if SPX will retest the previous high around 6,130. I don't even recall what the high was for that, but yeah, I'll take your word for it. I think it definitely can. I'd give it a little bit of time, though. I'd give it a little bit of time. Man, you should definitely think about Crow's sponsor. They will be huge when crypto is fully mainstream. It's early. Yeah, I know. For me, it's just their affiliate program, and they don't want to pay you anything, right? Well, all the exchanges that I have, that I work with, even if it's like 200 bucks a month or 300 bucks a month or 50 bucks a month, whatever, they're willing to just say, here, we're going to give you a little bit of money to just have our logo and talk about our platform every now and again, right? And there it is. And then if you guys sign up and do your other stuff, then I also get paid. Crow and Coinbase, they're so big, they really don't want to do that, which I don't like. But maybe I'll just have a bunch of links on my stream just so people can have their choice, and the totality of the commissions equals something good, right? So maybe I'll do that. But yeah, it'll probably happen sometime next week. You know what? I might already have an affiliate account for Crow though. There's K6 Weeks, Blowfinus, Syndex, BYDFi. I know if I check my business email here, I'm gonna have some random guy saying, hey, we'd love, oh God, verify it's you. I fucking don't know my passwords anymore. Let's see, coming down just a little bit. Continue, and then what do they call yeah, here's one. It's from March 19th. Hello, my name is Bella. I'm working on the influencer marketing team at crypto.com. Nice to meet you and hope you've been keeping well. I'm reaching out now because I've recently come across a channel I believe we'd make a great candidate to join our program. We would be keen to explore the ways, yada, yada, yada. There's that one. Yeah, this guy onboarded me. Yeah. So let's see. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know how to find my affiliate. Let me see. This is crypto.com right here. Affiliate is going to be in here somewhere. About us. Affiliate. Boost your earnings. I already got accepted. I just don't know how to access it. But yeah, I do have one somewhere. I'll have to find it. I'll definitely have to find it. But I know I have one. I know I have one. Uh-oh, we might be heading for that fair value gap afterwards, though. Actually, excuse me. Alright. Gonna go back to the torch here very fast just to light this bad boy back up. I know I got caught talking too long. There we go. There's something very nice about lighting a cigar with a plank of cedar. Not a plank, but you know, whatever you want to call it, some cedar wood. Alright, there we go. But I'll have to find it. I know it's in there somewhere. I know I'm an affiliate. I know I just forgot about everything after they said you have been accepted. I just have a horrible, horrible memory. And hey, Noah, buenas tardes. Happy to see you, my man. And hey, Knoxville, happy to see you. So I make sure I'm not, what do you call, missing anything right here. Hey, Noir, happy to see you. What do you call, how much leverage do you use for Bitcoin? that really depends on how much money you have in your portfolio and how safe you feel using it. I think for new investors, anywhere from 1x to 5x is more than enough. I mean, more than enough. Once you're very good at trading and you have a trading journal that says good trade, like you're profitable like 90% of the time, then or 85 plus, 80% plus even. If you're good 4 out of 5 times, I think you can move your leverage up towards 10, 15, 20, and then if you stay consistently good through that time, then you get up into 30, 40, and at max maybe need to go 50. Now, if you do heavy leverage, right, you're just going to be, it depends if you put more money in there, all that type of stuff, but it looks more volatile. It messes with your brain a little bit more, so you have to be very numb to everything that's happening, right? So just be aware of that. But for the average person that's not a real good trader, 1 to 5%, 1 to 5%. That's all you need. That's all you need. Anything more and you're playing with fire, unless you have, again, a trading journal that you have meticulously, written down all of your trades, and you can point to that and says, hey, I have an 80% plus accuracy rate trading over the last month, right? And in similar market conditions. Once you do that, then you're fine. Then you can go, oh yeah, I'll pop it up to 10% and see what happens. I'll pop it to 15 and see what happens. You can do that more and more and more. I understand people want to use leverage a lot. I use leverage quite a bit, but I'd say most of you guys are 5% is good. If you want to go higher, sometimes people don't listen to me. They go up to 50%, something like that. If you're going to do that high leverage, just don't put as much capital behind it, because that can be very stressful. Because when you start going into higher leverages, you also don't have the ability to do, one of these types of trades. I forget what it's called. There's cross trading, and then there's the other one. I don't know why I'm forgetting the other one here. No, I'm not a robot. We haven't looked at the week's account in a long time here, but what's it called? Isolated. When you have lower leverage, you can stick with isolated, which means if that one trade goes to shit, it doesn't affect the rest of your portfolio. It doesn't affect any of your other trades. But when you do cross, the margin from the rest of your account helps cover it. All right. So if you are going to be doing more leverage, you're going to have to stick with cross, which can be very scary for some investors out there. Okay. Now, we haven't looked at this in a minute here, but we have like this trade which froze on me. I don't know how to get rid of it. I asked support, but they never got back to me. And we have ID token, which is down 36%. All right. So we've been holding on this for a minute here. Let's go to daily chart. Right, we bought over here. Right, so we're still down. Now, that doesn't mean we can't turn positive in a hot minute, but for now, we're down. Right. So this is what I was trying to explain to you guys earlier today. There's still a lot of people out there that have lower, that have portfolios aren't necessarily great because, well, I didn't dollar cost average down on that position, so I just bought once, and then but if you dollar cost average, maybe I'd be profitable. But not everybody wants a dollar cost average every freaking week or on every single token more and more and more, right? So remember, guys, we were just talking about a few minutes ago how we might get rejected from this and we might hit that fair value gap that one of you guys are talking about. That might be the case right now, and then we might be able to bounce back up a little bit more. So just for remember that. And hey, Tricks, no, I hate when dogs have to find new homes. I feel like they're terrified and scared. What I do is I give money every month to this German Shepherd fund. What's it called? Wait. Maybe if I ever get my channel remonetized, maybe what I'll do is I'll do a fundraiser video for them every now and again. It's called Echo. Yeah, so I donate to these guys every month. They're pretty nice. They do they're not close to me at all, but I have a passion for white German Shepherds. So you know, let me see, adopting newcomers, right? And then, you know, they give them food and stuff like that. And I like, you know, I want to see them do good, right? Because I know, you know, when my dog's sad, it freaking tears my heart apart. Look at all these sad dogs. Like, yeah, right? And they don't just have white German Shepherds. They have a bunch of dogs there. But usually they get, you know, picking up pretty fast as puppies. It's the older dogs that have a little bit more trouble. So I donate to them. I like it a lot. Works really well for me. Because, you know, I don't want to see the sad dog in person, because then I'll adopt the dog, right? It's like when you see a veteran selling the flowers, I buy one. I don't buy from Girl Scouts anymore because their prices are ridiculous. But the veterans, they got a special place in my heart, right? Girl Scouts, I'm like, nah, you're making too much profit. I know there's a cookie industrial complex controlling every move. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just like, hey, I don't want no cookies. How about I just give you $20 to go do whatever you want to? But I'm like, they're usually pretty well off. So I'm like, you know. But veterans and dogs hit my heart. But yeah, so that's some of the stuff going on with Bitcoin here. As far as Twitter, Bitcoin is up $100,000 since Peter Zehans and said Bitcoin would trade below zero in 2023, right? A lot of people thought they were very smart talking anti-Bitcoin back in the day, and they've been proven wrong over and over and over again. The smartest people have just admitted that they were wrong and then moved over towards Bitcoin and then accepted Bitcoin technology on top of that. The ones that like haven't, we just make fun of them all the time now because we're like, no, Bitcoin's not real. It's not going to do anything. It can't do anything. Yada, 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 right? Bitcoin bulls right now. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. I don't. Yeah. Magical moment. Magical moment right there. Peter Schiff. Yep, that is probably Peter Schiff right now, checking the Bitcoin price and seeing it above $115,000. Waiting for this moment for all my life, right? I mean, when I was born, Bitcoin wasn't a thing, but yeah. Bitcoin can't keep running like this. Bitcoin, there we go. Yep. Everybody's feeling good right now, right? It's been a minute since we've all had this experience where everything's like, wow, that's absolutely amazing. All-time high. I think that Shane Gale is showing somebody a video, but I don't know who it is. I thought it might be Hawk Tua, but I don't know. Oh, whatever happened to Hawk Tua token? Is Hawk Tua token ever coming back? Seriously, what the fuck is going on with Bitcoin? Bitcoin 116,000 bucks. Ripping. I don't know what that guy is doing, but he's doing it in a very magical way. So how is he not breaking his ankles? That's my question. But hey, look at him go. Look at him go. So everybody's very, very excited. There's not really much news about what's going on here, though. All right, there's not really much news about what's going on, but we'll take it, right? We'll take it. We talked about all the news over the past week. I think that kind of just bottled up and went pop, especially since the stock market was making all-time highs. We were really waiting for everything else. We were right about this little bit of a downward move here. Hopefully it decides to turn back up. It's only going to probably go for another few $100 before it decides to turn around. There we are. Let me move this over here so I'm not covering the numbers up. There we go. All right. There we go right here. Okay, let me see. Please, what's the MA that blue line? Oh, so the blue line is a 50 moving average, the green is a 20, and the yellow is a 200. I only use the simple moving averages, really. I used to have a chart that had all of them on there, but I don't recall what I did with it. Test, market cipher, tutorial, DCA, layout, tutorials. Every time I make a tutorial, I make a new layout. Gold. ChatGPT testing, daily streams, NOS. Yeah, there was one here where I had it was a quadrant, and the first quadrant was the 20, 50, 200. All of them were 20, 50, 200 with the SMAs, and then you had the EMAs with their exponential moving averages. Then the third one was the double exponential moving averages, and then the fourth was the triple exponential moving averages. And all that each one did was each one more like there's no weighting, in simple moving averages, there's a little bit more weighting, weight, not like WAIT, but like weights, like I'm lifting weights. The weight, there's a little bit more weight given to the more recent price action bars. DEMA's even more weight to those most recent price action bars, and then the TEMA's even more weight onto those bars as well, right? So they're just not lagging as much. You're taking away some of the lag there. I like having a little bit of lag in my moving averages because kind of shows some strength with crossing back above them and crossing below them, which has been very fun, as you guys might imagine, right? But yeah, it's 20. Let me see right here. Let me see. Ah, there we go. There we go. Sorry. A friend was asking if I was going out, and I'm like, no, I'm not going out with you right now. I'm going to be I'm streaming Bitcoins at all-time highs. There we go. Yeah, no worries, guys. Happy to help you out. All right, so anything else going on today? I wanted to see if there was actually any more news here, but let me refresh this. I like how Bitcoin decided to blast off on the calmest news day we had here. Elon Musk, Nvidia, no, there's nothing right now. Even if you go over here to Cointelegraph, the biggest hot stories are Bitcoin soars to all-time new highs as traders liquidate shorts, right? Let's see. GMX halts trading, token mining following $40 million exploit. That one might have been kind of big for some of you guys. But I mean, look at this right here, right? So Bitcoin soared to another record high driven by global investor demand for risk as assets and $200 million liquidation of Bitcoin shorts near a critical overhead resistance level, right? 200 million of liquidation of shorts. Bitcoin price surpassed the 112,000 all-time high for the first time on Wednesday after rising 6% during the past week. Bitcoin's price appreciation helped the crypto market capitalization recapture 3.47 trillion, a level last seen in June of 2025. Last month. Yeah, right. But yeah, so that's kind of the stuff going on right now. Let's see. Bitcoin rally driven by increasing safe haven status. Interesting. Bitcoin's uptrend since Trump's Liberation Day announcement on April 2nd is driven by its growing recognition of a safe haven asset, according to some type of name here, I can't pronounce it, the head of the research at digital asset banking group at Signum Bank. Since April 2nd, Bitcoin has been outperforming as well as increasingly decoupling on days when the S&P 500 corrected, she told Cointelegraph. Now, you know, it's valid to a degree, but this is Bitcoin's chart, right, over the last few months, right? Just breaking an all-time high this week. There you go. You know, we broke all-time highs on the SPY a few weeks ago. So I think Bitcoin's actually just lagging some of the broader market, but we get there when we get there. We're just lagging. So I don't know if I agree 100% with that take, but they are a banker. I am not, so I don't know. So there we go. And here's Bitcoin taking a little bit of bounce into that fair value gap. We'll see if it decides to come back up or not, but you might see some buys coming in right now. And hey, GT, even it might pretty wonderful to see a pump in July of all times. It's been a while. Hey, we had a pump in July in 2021 as well. It just was at a very nasty time for the market, I believe. I think it was in July. Let's see. Probably a weekly chart. No, let's go to daily chart so we can figure it out, because right now it's July 10th, right? And this was July 21st, right? So we are accustomed to having some nice little rallies in July. Now, again, part of July was just us like falling off of a freaking cliff over here, right? Scaring everybody half to death. But We did have a nice pump last year, or not last year, excuse me, back in 2021. It was crazy, right? Nice little pump up here. It continued into August, and then we died off in September, and then October rallied around, and here we went to go again. So I'm hoping we can at least have a few good months of rallying, and then of course we can fall off a cliff in September, then come back along, you know? Which sucks because September is my birthday month. September is my birthday month, so it's usually pretty shitty for Bitcoin on my birthday month. Like here's September again, towards my birthday. Yep, nothing good was happening over here. September over here, nothing good was happening over here. October good, but September nope. September over here, nothing good. Oh shit, nothing good happened there. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's just not meant to be. It's just not meant to be with the cycle. I will take my profits during other times of the year. That way I can spend my money in September, right? So I can spend my money in September. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Because yeah, yowza, it sucks. And hey Riz, Trump announces Canada tariff. Uh-oh, let's go over here. Uh-oh. Trump tariff. Breaking, President Trump announces a 35% tariff on Canada beginning August 1st. Bitcoin's holding up okay. Bitcoin is holding up okay right now. Maybe we have so much momentum we can keep on going higher. But that is some breaking news right there. Let me just take a sip of water here so I don't choke. All right. So the Right Honorable Mark Carney, PC, MP, Prime Minister of Canada, Ottawa. Dear Mr. Prime Minister, it is a great honor for me to send you this letter, and that it demonstrates the strength and commitment of our trading relationship, and the fact that the United States of America has agreed to continue working with Canada, despite Canada having financially retaliated against the United States. That's Donald Trump's handwriting right there. As you will recall, the United States imposed tariffs on Canada to deal with our nation's fentanyl crisis, which is caused in part by Canada's failure to stop drugs from pouring into our country. Instead of working with the United States, Canada retaliated with its own tariffs starting August 1st, 2025. That's less than a month from now, right? We will charge Canada a tariff of 35% on Canadian products sent to the United States, separate from all sectoral tariffs. Goods transshipped to evade this higher tariff will be subject to that higher tariff. As you are aware, there will be no tariff in Canada or companies within your country decide to build or manufacture a product with the United States, and in fact we will do everything possible to get approvals quickly, professionally, and routinely. In other words, it's in a matter of weeks. So that what I just jumbled up right there is Trump saying, hey, you're gonna have tariffs if you make stuff in Canada and sell them to the United States, but if you make them in America, there's not going to be any tariffs, and if there's any red tape, we will get that red tape cleared for you immediately, within weeks, right? If for any reason you decide to raise your tariffs, then whatever your number you choose to raise them by, we will add them onto the 35% that we charge. Also, I must mention that the flow of fentanyl is hardly the only challenge we have in Canada, which has many tariff and non-tariff policies and trade barriers, which cause unsustainable trade deficits against the United States. Canada charges extraordinary tariffs to our dairy farmers up to 400%, and that is even assuming our dairy farmers even have access to sell their products to the people of Canada. The trade deficit is a major threat to our economy and, indeed, our national security. So, to retweet that, that was kind of funny. We were talking about how tariffs are the only things that really mess up Bitcoin right now. 4 minutes ago right here as well. 8 minutes ago. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It seems like 10 minutes ago is when a lot of this stuff broke. So it was very, very recent here. Very, very recent. 17 minutes ago. Well, that explains this drop right here. Yeah. So yeah, the news did break, and that's what caused this little bit of a downward pour. This is why I can't do day trading right now. There's always something fucking happening, and it drives me nuts. It may drive you guys nuts too, I don't know. But There's just so much news. It makes trading so much more difficult, especially if you're scalping. Imagine you're trying to play a breakout or something like that, and all of a sudden, oh, tariff announcement number 1 comes out, like, ah, shit. Well, that's the only announcement that can come out today, right? Oh, no, tariff announcement number 2 for the day. Can drive you absolutely nuts. And hey, Flipping Keys, what does a fair value market gap mean? Or fair market value gap mean? I'd watch a formal tutorial on how to teach that, because I'm not going to really be able to give you a good example. But whenever you see a large candle like this, a real large one, from the bottom of the wick up, well, can you see this? I don't know. From like the wick of this candle right here to the wick of the next candle over here, I'm pointing to the body, but sorry, I mean like wicks. There's going to be a gap that forms where Bitcoin or the price is typically going to want to come back and tap on that, or come back into this zone to consolidate before making a higher move. It's easier to show you maybe on a stock chart, so maybe with something like Apple, and go to a weekly chart. This is the other side, but we wicked here, it wanted to come back in here to consolidate, right? Is there a big move here? Might be better to do a daily chart, Jesus. I guess Apple is a very boring chart, isn't it? Kind of hard to find one. Apple's been all over the fucking place, I'm surprised. I think Apple's talking about getting a new CEO. Oh, I guess here's one. When you have a big move like this, you have the wick right here, the wick right there. Typically, the price will try to find its way back below this wick, basically. Other side if it's a short, right? If it's going down to me. So usually it'll try to find its way back in here, right? But there are so many fair value gaps out there, like so many. The tutorials do a better job than what I just did of explaining which ones are important to you, right? Like if I go over to NVIDIA hour chart, all right, no, let me just tell you to go watch a tutorial video. Because what I'm going to explain to you, all you're going to see is like, oh, there's a fair value gap from here to here, but why didn't it hit back down, right? It doesn't always hit back down, but when you're day trading, a lot of times it does, right? So I'd point you towards a tutorial, but like if you add the fair value gap tool onto your trading view charts, it's going to show you a lot of them, right? So I normally use them on daily or weekly charts. So like if Bitcoin has a big surge like this, right? Fair value gap from here to here. You saw how we dipped back down into it temporarily before coming back up. Sometimes we just have to come back down and consolidate for a second, get a liquidity grab, and then pop back up from there. It doesn't happen all the time. Bitcoin's coming back up though a little bit despite the tariff news here. There we are. And hey, GT, you're all tariffed out. Yeah. Tariff should phase the markets. Should phase the markets anymore. It was known about before the election. Oh yeah. No, it always is, because people have priced in different things, right? The market's pricing in different news events, different financial decisions. And Trump is trying to get some deals done, and you know, it'll benefit the country to have more jobs here, right? I get it. I really do. But again, we already work and we do our things. We want to make money off the system that's making the billionaires and the millionaires rich. That's what we want to do. I mean, that's our goal right now, right? That's why we invest, to take advantage of the markets. We just have to be able to wait for the long term. Remember, my best portfolio, and I can go over here, right? Back in 2022, I invested around $41,000 into the market on this specific portfolio. I do have longer term portfolios like for Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff like that. But Ethereum isn't doing that hot. Solana's not. Oh, Solana's actually doing better. Yeah. But you know, not everything's doing crazy in it. So I put in 41,000 bucks back in 2022. 3 years later, that 41,000 bucks is now worth around 223,000 bucks. And to be honest, I probably put something like $45,000 in here, and then I've lost money on those. But you can see with the money I did put in here, you know, it's there. You see the profit. I took some high risk bets and they did not work out. When you can see my worst performer right here is Polygon, down 65%. You know what I mean? So I'm not perfect 100% of the time, but the profit is there if you just let the system do your job. The interesting thing about this portfolio, though, was every now and again you're going to get something more of a surprise. Like my Dogecoin, when I bought that at 0.0024, I'm surprised it's even at 19 cents right now, right? When I bought my Solana for 26 bucks, I invested, how much did I invest into that one? Does it say how much I invested into it? Because I went back and I had to look at it. 10,000 bucks into Solana, right? Well, that 10,000 bucks had a profit of 54,000 bucks. Like, there are things that, like, whoa, that's not what I expected, because I thought Ethereum was going to do better than Solana. But Solana's up 526% since I bought it, and Ethereum is only up 100% since I bought it. Tron is up 319% since I bought it, but that's only made me $1,300 instead of like the thousands above, because I didn't really invest too much money into it, because although I like them, they have a larger market cap. But I heard, didn't you guys hear that Tron was going to yeah, here it is. This was from June. All right, Justin Sun's trying to go public through reverse merger and deal led by Trump-linked bank. Right? So, let's see. So, SRM Entertainment, a NASDAQ-listed merchandise supplier that has licensing deals with Disney Plus, Disney, excuse me, Universal Studios, CNBC, whatever, and SeaWorld. It will raise $100 million from a private investor to buy Tron tokens and will be issued preferred shares to warrant that value up to $210 million, right? SRM says it plans to rebound as Tron Inc. Has it done it yet? Let me go over here to, hasn't done it yet. Since the news came out in June. Damn, trading view servers are shit right now. Yeah, there it is. It popped up a little bit. Now it's been kind of going sideways here. But that's interesting. I mean, you can see their company wasn't really doing anything for a while. So, you know, maybe I'll buy some of that and see where it goes. I have been wanting to do that. And then I got my Matic down here. I bought my Matic for 64 cents. 64 cents. And now that, oh god, okay, hold on. 64 cents, and now it's at 21 cents. You know what I mean? And then my ADA is only at 40%. So there's definitely some mixed in bags there, unfortunately for me. But what did I put a lot of money into? Bitcoin. Right? That's usually the best place to put it if you're looking for the long term. Best performer right here. Best performer. We'll see how this other stuff works out here. We've only just started this, and my worst performer is down 30% here. So Matic is worse than that. But yeah, the dollar cost averaging usually does the trick here. But those long-term gains, that's really what I'm looking for right now. So I usually want to buy and hold for a few weeks to a few months and then just kind of wait to see what happens. So I got two portfolios that are okay right now. I got this portfolio of mine, the group portfolio is safe. The high-risk one, that one's doing fine, of course. But then I have this other one on ChatGPT, if I can find it. Boom. There it is, yeah. So, can you guys read that? So I bought some Deep Brook Protocol. That position is down about $1.43, 1.43% since I bought it. So I'm down about $9. Move, I'm down about $100 or about 15%. Turbo, I'm down about 10%. Bear Chain, I'm down about 32%. Toshi, I'm down about 12%. Giga Chat, I'm down about 27%. Alchemy Pay, I'm down about 7%. Launch Coin on Believe is down 27%. ID Token is down 13%. And that's with ID Token being up like 15% today, right? And then Alley is down about 3%. That's the one with the creepy, you know what I'm talking about. Creepy AI secretary thing. That's down 3%. Layer is down 16% or around $40. AI Tech is down around 36%. And total invested is $5,700. Current portfolio value is $4,800. And I'm down around $952 or around 16%. And you know what? That makes sense because it's all altcoins. So 16% down, I'm not really going to bat an eye because I know within a month, all of that could be up like 50, 60%. But it sucks being down $1,000. You know what I mean? I'm almost snorting over here laughing about losing money. But that, you know, that's the reality of the situation. And here, Orish, it was expected he had been sending letters. Oh yeah, but the fuck is that? Oh, Loki must have brought a water bottle. I don't have water bottles in my house, which means my sister bought some, but she was in town. But anyway, sorry, I had to like figure out what the heck that water bottle was on the ground. They were the kind of countries that really didn't matter too much. I was hoping that Canada was getting along with Trump because they had just backed down from that. What was that tax? What was that tax that they were trying to do on us? It was a tax on our tech companies, basically, and it was retroactive. So they were trying to tax them for like the last 2-3 years, which is absolutely fucking insane. Imagine me going over to your house and be like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna charge you a window tax. I'm gonna charge you $20 per window. You got about 5 windows in your house, so that's going to be $100 in taxes, please." You pull out $100 and you go, "Oh, I'm sorry, this is retroactive back to 2020, so you got to multiply that by 5, please." So that's actually $500. You'd be ticked off too. You'd be ticked off too, right? And it's more like it didn't happen to you; it happened to your cousin down the street where you have some money invested. Basically, that's how it's rolled, right? All right, no more cedar. We're just gonna light this shit up. But yeah, it wasn't a pleasant thing. I'm surprised Trump got them to back down so easily, though. That colony is kind of funny in Canada. Yeah, we are in the Matrix. And hey, her, I'm happy to see, man. We are definitely pumping right now. And guys, we just heard the news that Trump is putting tariffs on Canada. Overall, we're still okay. We're not seeing some type of massive tanking. Oh my God, shorts just came rushing, and we haven't seen that. Which I think is good news for us right now. I'm going to start scaling out of Bitcoin that keeps on going higher. When do you think it's a good time to get back on in? 2026, 2027? Oh no, I don't know yet. This market's kind of weird. We still may be rallying towards the end of the year. But if you want to start scaling out, like, probably in the 120,000s is be a good place to scale out for Bitcoin and do some stuff. Remember, I started scaling out of Bitcoin this cycle at 85,000, right? So I've been selling bit by bit, but I'm holding on to a chunk, and this may burn me later on, right? This may burn me because everybody's up right now, obviously. I'm really hoping that rate cuts will really do us some good as we go into the fall. And then according to the Fed, I don't know if I can pull the Fed document here. No. Well, before that, here's the big news. Trump announces 35% tariffs on Canada starting August 1st. Oh, it's breaking news. Uh-oh. My computer does not like this many tab. This computer is too expensive to be having these fucking issues, though. My memory is 42% and my CPU is 17. And it's all pretty much just Google Chrome. Isn't it crazy how no matter how much space you have, Chrome still fucks up everything you got? Alright. But let's go over here to Fed minutes. There we go. I didn't scroll down. PDF. Farmers Financial, no. Economic situation. Financial situation. Economic outlook, no. I don't know if I still have it. Hold on a second here. So I basically plugged all in the chat GPT to tell me some stuff. Yeah. So they expect quantitative tightening to stop in February of 2026. All right. So if we get that free money, like quantitative easing back in there, that'd be a huge boost for Bitcoin, but that's not until February. So if this market continues to go higher and higher and higher, albeit in a very ugly fashion as we've seen, you may see another big boost coming in February. I'm guessing by next spring, though, Bitcoin will be crashing and burning as we kind of figure out what's going on, right? Like a big cool-off period across the market. We just haven't seen anything crazy happen so far. But I do think if you've been having some positions for a while, Haram, it's worth scaling out. Like I said before, I already started to scale it at 85,000 bucks. Heck, who was it? Who's that investor guy on YouTube? Let me see if I can find him. Investing Bitcoin. He has like a turban on his head or something like that. He's from India though. I sold my Bitcoin. Minority mindset, right? He sold his Bitcoin a year ago. All right, this was a year ago, so that was July of 2024. All right. There we go. That was 2025. There you go. So he sold all of his Bitcoin over here. All right. So, but he bought it down here. So he could have moved that money over to better investments, made money there as well. He just didn't really make money off of Bitcoin. But for all I know, you know, he could have been just lying to make a YouTube video, but he seems pretty genuine. I actually, no, I don't see many Bitcoin. Oh. I don't see many Bitcoin videos in his thing anymore, in his channel. Yeah. He might have got burned. When you make a big proclamation like that on social media saying you're going to sell your Bitcoin, and then you see how it just like skyrockets after you sell it, you know, it can be a little bit embarrassing. Hence, when I sold my Dogecoin, like half my Dogecoin at 50 cents, and then it rallied up to 60, 70 cents, I was like, shit, I lost so much money, but I was like, I don't give a fuck, I made so much money in the first place. He probably had that same type of mentality, right? So there's a lot of people like that. And even, what's his name? Andrew Jick sold his Bitcoin 3 years ago. Damn, it's 2025, 3 years is, that puts it back into 2022. He sold at some horrible prices. Horrible prices. Oh my God. There's always somebody else doing a worse job, right? Right? This guy on the Moon Show sold all of his Bitcoin 2 weeks ago. I mean, still pretty darn good. He probably wasn't expecting a breakout, and I understand, because I was like, I don't know if we're having a breakout. I'm just dollar cost averaging because I know we're going up eventually, right? Right? Why I sold my cryptocurrency a year ago. Well, Bitcoin hit $100. CNBC's 2013 coverage. You know, but yeah, lots of stuff like that. I sold my house and invested everything in the cryptocurrency. That's a great title. He didn't sell everything, but it's cool that he, you know, you can make really good content about buying stuff. But yeah, you know, as long as you're making money, you did the right thing. You know what I mean? As long as you're making money, you're doing the right stuff. Which is why I started selling my Bitcoin up here. Not even the next Fibonacci level, over here. Sold some more up here. Haven't really sold, no, I sold a little bit more over here. And I'm waiting to sell a little bit more, like, you know, over here somewhere. I want to see a nice little pop before we go, because I do think we can hit 140,000 bucks. When that happens, I don't know, but I think we can definitely do it. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. I don't want to have to keep on changing the things because it seems like trading view slow right now. There you go, nice little pump up, right? Fair value gap because of the nice little tariffs, and pumping up now. And hey, Delilah, I don't have a crypto wallet like that. I kind of have all of mine separate from each other. So I just kind of like, there's this wallet, and there's this wallet, and there's this wallet, and there's this wallet. I don't really have a wallet that lets me look at everything. There might be a few out there. You might want to check out some tutorials, but personally, Delilah, all of mine are separate. I think it's just a portion of my ADHD. I like just being able to, like, it's part of my routine. Every few weeks I go back and I check how's that doing, how's that doing, how's that doing, how's that doing. But I just use a bunch of Ledger Nano wallets, or I had this wallet for a minute, but I haven't used it for a while. Elephant. I think that. I even have this wallet. I even have, like, I don't know how much it's worth now, but I have some Bitcoin on that Bitcoin metal card. They sponsored my channel a long time ago, and I put some Bitcoin on there because I just liked having a physical card that had Bitcoin on it. Bitcoin metal wallet. Is it Crypto Steel? No, that's not it. I wish I knew what it was. Safe Seed wallet? Maybe they turned it. Maybe they changed the name. Material Crypto. Material Crypto. They gave me a bunch of cool marketing stuff. Material Bitcoin. There you go. Yeah, so I have this one upstairs, but it's basically a metal card, and like that, you put it in your safety deposit box, and there's Bitcoin on it, which is really cool, right? You have all your seed phrases and stuff like that. Very, very useful. I mean, I enjoy it. I had a video about them a long time ago. I may even have now this is only for Bitcoin. It's not for anything else. So it's kind of like specific. I don't know. Material. Yeah. How I keep my Bitcoin safe from hackers. Because it's cold storage. I don't do shit with it. And it's just boom. Right? I can't beat a woman's face though. That's my freaking drive. Like, I can't beat a woman's face. I use Sephora products sometimes, you know? I haven't used them in a while, but I need to. But yeah, that one was fun. But no, I don't know anything specifically about a master wallet. That's not my my area of expertise, excuse me. I wish I knew though. To my mindset, yeah, see, he made a profit. That's all that matters. You make your profit, you are good to go. I was just very much surprised at the time that he sold his Bitcoin, because I was like, I disagreed vehemently about his reasons for it, because I was like, no, this cycle is not over. Not over by a mile, but I think he maybe just wanted to move some money around, right? Like I sold over the last. So like 400% zoom in, right? Fiat mentality, he will regret it tremendously. Bull market is just starting. All-time high is usually 500 days after halving. This guy is beyond curable. Best of luck with your cash flows. This video explains how to sell the winners to buy the losers. No thanks, keep my Bitcoin, but you do you. One thing I know is that you don't bet against BlackRock. Okay, that's a powerful freaking statement right there. Somehow minority mindset is still stuck in the fiat mindset. Again, there's gonna be a bunch of people saying a bunch of stuff. I bet he made his money if he bought at the right time, right? Don't listen to this guy, he took a massive loss. Strange moment selling now that there are ETFs and just past the halving, but who knows, this cycle might be different. He made the IRS happy when he sold, right? I agree with your reasoning, but I think the timing is wrong. Pretty sure it'll be at least 30% up by next year, or more than 30% up right now. Jasper doesn't know how real wealthy people do it. They keep their best appreciating assets and let them grow forever, and get small loans against them for cash flow while the asset keeps appreciating. That is true. That's how billionaires that own capital really keep their money going. That's, yeah. Oh, Vaults of Crypto. He may have a channel. Vaults of Crypto. Okay. Oh, he hasn't streamed in a couple years, but you know, again, it's hard to become a crypto streamer. It's very, very hard to become a crypto streamer. You have to be making money in crypto and then have time to just do recordings until you make money. And as you guys know, I'm not making any money. But sidestep here for a couple seconds. I am waiting. My application is under review. Yeah, so we'll see if they say yes or no. I don't know if they are, but we're gonna see. And we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing they're gonna say no again because they've said no every other time, but maybe we'll see. Buying real estate at all-time high. Oh yeah, buying real estate would not have worked out last year. Yeah, that's interesting. This aged like sour milk. It's either going to zero or going to a million. Taking a small speculative position is worth it. Yeah. Yeah. Damn, people were, what do you call? So I get your points. You're saying something up. Oh, so he didn't really have much cash on hand is what I'm reading here. Okay. I don't remember the video. It was a year ago. I remember watching it, but yeah. So it just depends, you know. But I was just like, damn, man, you can't be selling Bitcoin right now. It's too good, you know. Everything's like lining up for a nice little thing. But remember, we were talking about how this year, this last couple of years, were so boring. We're so boring because we'd have one big move up for Bitcoin. Altcoins would make the big move up, and then Bitcoin would just go sideways for months, and then altcoins would bleed for months and months, and then Bitcoin would have to go up again. Then altcoins would go up again. Then Bitcoin would go sideways, and just like before, altcoins would bleed back into Bitcoin. This cycle has been definitely not for the faint of heart, right? And if you feel like you need money to do something, and he says he needs money to buy houses, right? You know what? Get yourself some extra houses, get yourself some revenue. But honestly, I don't know if it's worth buying a house. I mean, at this point, you go find yourself a city who wants people to buy to build affordable housing. You build up a little teeny apartment complex, and you just charge those suckers crazy rents because that's the average rent nowadays is crazy high, right? You're set after you pay off that loan and everything you have. You know, you're pretty much just getting some really clean cash flow into yourself. You might have to pay a little bit for a new refrigerator or new oven every now and again, you know, help when it comes to people leaving and you want to clean everything back up, repainting everything, sure. But you know what? You're making a profit, a really good profit, and you're not paying any taxes because you're building it in a special community where the government needs more affordable housing, right? There are tons of places like that where the government says, hey, we want people to build there, so let's give them incentives, right? So I'm sure he's doing okay financially. It just, yeah, it was a bad take on Bitcoin at the time, but who hasn't had a bad take on Bitcoin? You know what I mean? He could be BitBoy right now. He could be BitBoy right now. Then you guys see what happened to him. Woo. He's in some. He's having some issues, guys. Nope, I like the last one. Yeah, tobacco. There you go. Oh, should I spit on my computer? Damn it. All right, toss that into the ashtray. I mean, yeah. Dude, he was the hero of 2021. He was the rock star, right? And times have changed. Times have changed. Remember, guys, back when his channel was on top, have to keep on zooming in on this stuff. Unlock this page after an ad. I don't understand. Like, why do this type of stuff? There it is. There you go. Right, I mean, it's so much faster just to find it here. Right. A dedicated review, $35,000. A live stream mention of your token, $20,000. A YouTube interview, $40,000. Telegram AMA and Bit Squad, hosted by the Cat, $10,000. A website article, $2,500. Bitboy Crypto Ben Armstrong demographics, United States, males, of course, a lot of middle-aged males right there that are like in the prime of their like wealth-seeking life, right? But yeah, you know what I mean? And now his channel is, what's happening to his channel? It's called, what is it called now? The guys that stole it, Discover Crypto. Right? They lost 20 back in September. They lost 20,000 subscribers. They really haven't been really doing much. You can see pretty much flat line of their growth, and their gained views have been going down here. Right? Their views have been bad. So, you know, that there's been a massive power vacuum for having a really big crypto show. I think the closest thing we've had is maybe Invest Answers or Benjamin when he does his three-way chats with Dave from over there at Digital Asset News, and I forget who the other guy is. Let me go over here very quickly and see if I can find out. So I'm like totally zoomed in here. There you go. Lives. I don't know if they have it on his channel or not. No, they don't. Nope. Okay, so let me go to Benjamin Cohen. There we go. There we go. Yeah. And they got Altcoin Daily in there, right? So Altcoin Daily, Benjamin, and Dan, all in Bitcoin Vegas, all very fun people to talk to. If you get a chance, talk to them. They are just always great people, and they're listen to whatever you got to say. I'm an influencer, so I just know them a little bit more. But like, I guarantee, if you see them at a conference and you say a quick hello and ask for a picture, they're going to be more than happy to do so. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this is the closest thing we got, and that's ranking in 35,000 views. You know, that's nothing to prime BitBoy. And these guys are at the peak of everything right now in cryptocurrency. Altcoin Daily, tons and tons of views. Benjamin Cohen, tons and tons of views. Digital Asset News, tons of news. Plus, he breaks some really good stories over there. All right, so a little bit different. So Poor BitBoy, guys. Poor BitBoy. Are you saying that you're waiting for approval to monetize your channel? You've got such great content. You've been adding so much community. They should totally approve it. So, okay. So in order to get into YouTube, the monetization program, you have to apply and they say yes. I've been in good graces with YouTube for years. In January, they took away my monetization. I asked them why. They said, we can't give you a reason why. And so I was like, okay. They said, hey, what was the language that they used in your when they terminated your monetization? And I was like, they said reused content. So I was like, what reused content am I doing? So I thought it might be some of the shorts I was doing in January, right? So what I did was I deleted all those shorts and a bunch of other content that I thought might be breaking the rules, even though it's content that I'd been making for months and months and years beforehand, right? And so you saw that my, how do I do this? Overview, there you go. So you saw for 2025, you saw my views kind of crater. You see that like little thing where it just went boom to nothing, right? And then I reapplied in March. They said no again. I deleted some more videos and they said no again. And this is gonna be the third time I'm trying to get my monetization back. That's why you can see since this year, all I've made off of YouTube this year is $117. Now, last year I made $12,000? Yeah, $12,000, right? Not crazy amount, but that is $12,000, which I could use for random stuff, right? And then 2023 is 2023 to 2023. 2023 I made $13,000, right? So a lot of stuff, up and down, up and down, up and down, whatever. But you know, I've been doing fine. So, because that goes into random stuff. Like usually when I do these like type of portfolios, I take some of the money I make from YouTube and I just invest it, and that's kind of the investment underneath the YouTube channel itself, not under mine. So it kind of helps with taxes and stuff. But now that I'm not earning income, it's a little bit different. So yeah, it's very, very weird. But now I reapplied. I could reapply on July 10th, which is today, so I did it. And they're gonna let me know within a month if I'm approved or not. I don't think it's gonna take a whole month. I think it'll happen fairly soon. And then I'll see. But I was talking to somebody today, I won't mention names, but they said it could be because sometimes when I'm streaming with you guys, and I wouldn't say sometimes, often when I'm streaming with you guys or I'm making my daily content, I am sharing news articles. And I guess maybe YouTube doesn't want me to share news articles because they're not mine, right? Because sometimes what I'll do is I'll do this, I'll right click and I have this little add-on to Google, and I can change the color, right? And I'll be explaining what's happening. I'll be breaking, like I did with the text, the new Big Beautiful Bill. Broke everything down. It was like a 22-minute video breaking everything down bit by bit by bit. Well, I use CNBC's news for that. So maybe they don't want me saying, hey, everybody, you know, I'm using CNBC's article or something like that, but I felt like I was talking about it. I wasn't just reading it verbatim. I was explaining the thoughts behind it, you know, why I trust it, why I don't trust it. So, you know, actually my dog's not behind me, but yeah, I don't know to this day what video exactly caused the issue, because YouTube's policy is to not tell you. What I'm thinking of doing, if they deny me one more time, I'm going to try to go to my local congresswoman or man, and I'm going to try to go to my local senator and for the state, and I'm going to try to have a one-on-one meeting with them and just ask them if there's a way they can do this. And then what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to send an email to some crypto people at the White House. It's going to be a cold email, so I don't doubt it'll even get through, asking, hey, can you have Trump sign an executive order saying, hey, Google has to tell, or YouTube has to tell you exactly what video broke policy if they're going to demonetize you or terminate your channel. I feel like that'd be great, and that's like the regulation and oversight that I want to see, but I know it's an uphill climb. But there's a lot of Google and YouTube employees up here in Seattle, right? So maybe my local congressmen and women will have the ability to reach out to Google through their network and say, hey, can you check on this person to figure out what the heck is going on, because he's trying to make a living, you're not letting him do that, he doesn't think he's like violating policies, and then I can help educate the senator or the House member about like how YouTubers really need help from the government every now and again, because the platforms have a lot of power and they don't have to tell you what you did wrong. right? So there's stuff I can do, but I don't want to go after YouTube. You know what I mean? I like YouTube. There's a reason why, because of all this stuff that's going on, I'm over here and I'm not on a Rumble or something like that, right? I do like YouTube. I just wish YouTube kind of showed that same respect towards creators that like I show by being on YouTube. I'm a loyal person, you know, doing all my stuff, make lots of content and whatnot. It's a hard thing to figure out right now. It's a very hard thing to deal with. All right. Hey, Delal, yeah, he's back in jail. He's back in jail again. He got out of jail for threatening a judge, then he went right back to jail in Georgia. So yeah, I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah, he's back in jail, unfortunately. Which is crazy. I used to know BitBoy. I wouldn't say we were like really good friends and stuff like that, but when we met, we'd recognize each other and we'd say hello. All right. Because again, I was in the influencer. I'm still in the influencer. What I'm talking about. I just don't do as many influencer things. But you know, I'm an influencer. I would see him at different events. I saw him at the Omnia Club, and what's that Coliseum Hotel? Not Series, not Circus. Caesars. I saw him there at a club event for the Money 2020 conference, right? And that was a fun time talking to him, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, I just don't know what happened to him. I really just don't know. I wasn't there for that part of life. Hence, I'm not in any of the books he wrote and everything like that. He still has his manifesto up, you know? That was crazy time right there. And hey, Puma, can I take a look at Dogelon Mars? Yes, I can for you. Let's go over here to Dogelon Mars. If I can find it. Doge. Oh, baby Doge. No. Up in Doge on Mars. Oh, there it is. Elon. Yeah, there it is. Just hidden away a little bit. So Doge on Mars is up a little bit over the last few weeks. It's still at a pretty big support level, though. You can see that over here. Let me get rid of that red line for now. I know what I was talking about. There was a little bit of resistance, but it's not important right now. So you see what's at this level of resistance. So if you're dollar cost averaging, you know, you're fine at this point. You've already bought in here, maybe bought over here somewhere, right? As long as your average is really below this line for the most part, I think you're fine. But this has been a slog to try to get some profit out of it. So for me, right now, because I know Dogecoin is moving up a little bit, Elon Musk is in the news a lot more, I do think there's an opportunity for you to have that larger breakout. And since this is the weekly chart, by the way, this breakout kind of mimics some of the stuff we were talking about at the beginning of the stream. So you see how there's a 20-week moving average right here? I expect next week or the week after, you are going to see a nice move from Dogelon Mars that kind of comes up here towards this 50-week moving average. I don't know exactly what number that is, but it should be somewhere around the 27% profit range, maybe 25 or something like that. That number is 1602. I'm not going to say all those zeros because I can't read zeros like that. My brain mushes up when I think about it. But somewhere around there. And then possibly if Bitcoin decides to go even better over the next week or so, you might even see it break out above that. But I would say for now, that would be a good scale out level. If you've been dollar cost averaging over here and you're looking for an easy way to get out and scale out, it'd be right over there. If you're thinking a little bit more long term, I think you're fine, right? Because this hasn't necessarily been a story of like a couple lower highs, sure, but this thing has had some big spikes, right? So you know it can go big and parabolic when it wants to. I would still say I'd own some of this. In fact, I do. My average is actually not as low as what I was talking about. My average is closer to being up here. In fact, I would say my average is about like on the higher end, like over here. Because I bought my Dogelon Mars over here. Then I averaged down a little bit, but it wasn't enough to really move the scale here, right? So I still have a long way before I'm profitable on this one. Right now I'm down about what 57% on it. I'm eyeballing a lot of stuff here. I still like it, but I should have probably dollar cost average now. I probably still can dollar cost average a little bit here. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll try to drop it down to about there. That may take a couple $100 to do so though, because I went kind of heavy into this because I was hoping Elon was going to be doing more stuff in crypto. And as you guys know, Elon's been kind of quiet on the crypto front. Hold on a second here, guys. Do you smell toast, anybody? No, I'm just joking. There's a cigar that I like, and it's called like the Magic Toast or something like that. It's very, very delicious. Like 10, 15 bucks, something like that. 10 bucks. No. And there goes another hole in a shirt. I gotta stop doing this. This isn't an expensive shirt. What shirt is this? Oh no, this might be an expensive shirt. Shit. This might be one of my Callaways. Oh shit, this is a Callaway. Damn it. Oh well. No, you can't see it. You can't see it. Okay. Wasn't a big hole, it's just mostly fudge. Okay, we're going back with the match or the lighter. Can't risk it no more, guys. This is like an $80 shirt. I don't know why, but I've really enjoyed wearing golfing shirts because they're thin, durable, and they breathe, and they're freaking great. But they're also like 80 bucks, so kind of like And this is the second Callaway shirt that I burned. I gotta buy some more. What I need though is I need a shirt that I can wear over and over again where I don't care if it gets burnt up, right? My friend has one, but most people I know just wear whatever they're wearing for the day. But I'm pretty clumsy when it comes to cigars sometimes, so I gotta stop that. As soon as I smelled that plastic burning, I was like, oh no, there goes the shirt. But yeah. Maybe they don't cost so much. Sorry for going on the tangent here. But yeah, overall, Doge on Mars still great. I'm holding it. I think it will have a good spike. It may just be a while, and that while may be October, November type of stuff. But what I like about it, when it pumps, it pumps. So there you go. Let me go. I get my shirts at the big boy store because I'm fat, but DXL Bellevue. Let me go over here. Get out of here, Callaway. That's how you spell it, right? CLLOLL. Away. 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 This is what I spend my Bitcoin money on. $86 now. Fuck, inflation's killing me, people. Inflation. They don't even have my shirt there anymore. Maybe if I go from low to high, you know? 51 bucks. I'm gonna get this one instead. Yeah. I don't even see any of my Callaway shirts on here that I own. Is mine more expensive now? I got some really nice ones and some really cheap ones. Callaway. No, I don't know. They don't even sell. I guess it's a year ago since I bought this shirt, so different styles for different years. Yeah, but yeah, Bitcoin's going back up despite having tariff news. See, I don't think people are taking Trump seriously right now. I talked about tariffs the other day or something, and one of you guys in the comments was freaking hilarious. You guys were talking about let me find it so I don't have to like stop showing Bitcoin, because Bitcoin going up right now is a good sign, especially because we could break out here in a couple seconds. Oh, what was it? What did they say? Let's see. Oh, I got so many bots. Okay, I can't find it, but basically they were saying Trump was a taco, and I forget exactly what the taco stood for, but it was a big thing a few weeks ago. Taco. And it was about Trump not like committing to like the tariffs and stuff like that. Him always like changing his mind or doing reversals and things like that, right? So, but it was hilarious. I think that might be happening right now. I don't know if people are taking his threat seriously right now. He's gonna really have to follow through with one country. So this is not a good thing, but this is what he would do from a practical standpoint. He would need to cripple a country's economy so much that is like somewhere in the middle class of countries where everybody else takes him a lot more serious because of it, right? So it could be something like Cambodia, or we already got to deal with Vietnam, but Laos or something like that. He'd have to put like 1,000% tariffs on that, basically to stop all trade coming in from that country and lock them off from the American markets, and then watch them suffer. And then that's what would make other countries be like, whoa, what the fuck? And then that's what happened. Now, I don't think it's going to do that because that'd be bad optics. But from a practical standpoint, they would cave and they would give him what they wanted, right? What he wanted, excuse me. But yeah, I don't know exactly what happened to BitBoy. I can check for you very fast since we're kind of here. Oh, so he was released. He wasn't even put back in jail. He's just been released. So this was him when he came out of jail. Oh yeah, there's me. Let's see. That's Peter Griffin. Let's see. Yeah. Not people, media. Let's see. See, this is the BitBoy I remember. Just some random dude saying hi, do a little thumbs up. Everybody's happy. That's the BitBoy I knew. I just don't know what happened to him on like the drug side and stuff like that. Remember, he had his whole manifesto thing, and he was you know, he was fucked up. Look at him and Crypto Wendy used to be best buddies, right? But he went crazy on poor Crypto Wendy. You know what I mean? So. Trying to see. Hit network, you know. Yeah, but yeah, but so much drama went on with him. I don't know exactly what happened though on the drug side here. But I mean, you might be able to find just a couple quick Google searches or maybe a GPT search or something like that. Hey, Villa, I need to buy you lunch and talk to YouTube. Dude, fucking, I know, dude. Me not making YouTube money has made me go and look for money in other places. That's why this year I've been doing a lot of work. Although you guys haven't really seen it because it's like consulting type stuff with like Opus Clip, which is the AI software, right? I've been doing work with them. I've been doing work with a few other companies here and there, doing a lot of friend work. You know, my friends have been asking me, hey, man, my cousin, they want to get involved with crypto, can you help them out? And a lot of that stuff I do for free because they're you know, close friends. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not going to charge them anything. But you know, like normally my rate is like $250 an hour for anything I do. It's $250 because I want to have some time for myself. I learned that back in 2021 when I was getting all these offers and everything crazy. I burned out really bad. Not like a mental burnout, like I was going crazy or something like that, but like something snapped in my brain where all I did was just sleep for a week and I didn't do anything else. I'm lucky. When I feel destructive, I don't really destruct. I just reboot. I guess that's the only way to say it. I guess I've been blessed with that ability, right? It can become a new shirt for smoking cigars and still look good. Hey, Lorenzo, I think you're hitting the nail on the coffin right there. I think you're hitting it right there. I think this is going to be my new shirt. This isn't my nicer Callaway shirt. This is let me see. I know I can go. Hold on. I think I can log in to my DXL account because I think I have one. Let me see. I just don't know if it's the right account or not. Because if I go back in here enough, I should be able to find it. Oh, yeah, there's my account. Okay. And then order history. Let's see. Oh, these are all shipped orders, though. Order history. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, my orders aren't even being found. So yeah, their website doesn't even work that well. So it says order number, but then it says, oh yeah, there's nothing ever here. So that's kind of weird. I know if I get receipts and stuff like that, it works out, but profile and preferences, saved addresses, no. Payment methods, no. Wish list, no. Order history, no. DXL rewards. I mean, literally, I'm in their elite program because I won't stop fucking spending money. There. Welcome, Michael. Yeah. Oh. What I can do is go here. Find a little loophole very fast as Bitcoin tries to break out. And I can go to DXL receipt. Let's see. And then you see, thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your purchase. Last time I bought myself some 3 V-neck t-shirts, and I bought myself this. This is my Callaway shirt that I bought. It was $86. I looked at the bill, 86 bucks. It's nice though. It's a little pink. It's not that pink. Okay, maybe that's not the exact color. Spiced coral hair? Yeah, spiced coral hair. Don't ask me. I just saw it on the rack and I was like, well, that looks pretty good. But yeah, 86 bucks. It's on sale now. They must be trying to get rid of it. That's why I couldn't find it on the main page. Let me see right here. Oh shit, that was like 1 shirt, 2 shirts, 3 pairs of pants, another shirt, and some Cole Haan Ground Pros. I'm wearing those Cole Haans right now. They're 160 bucks for fucking shoes. I don't understand the world anymore. I need to find those cheap shoes that really work well. But like all my friends, literally a lot of my friends, because I'm at the Cigar Lounge and the older people that have had their money for a long time, they wear these shoes called, I wear Brooks because like Brooks, but they wear these shoes called Hokas, and they swear by them, but they're like 180 bucks, right? I don't wear them because the colors are, I'll show you what they look like. None of these colors are appealing to me at all. Black maybe, but yeah. The colors just seem so weird, so weird. Even my Brooks were too flashy for me. I like a cheap looking shoe. Like not like, it doesn't need to be flashy, but I think flashy is how people want to go these days. So, I mean, for, you know, you can do it. I think I need to buy some Echoes though for walking shoes, like good corporate walking shoes when I go to expos and stuff like that. And hey Jared, what trading platform can you buy Doge on Mars? I only have Robinhood. So if you ever want to find out where you can buy a token, all you have to do is go over to coinmarketcap.com, find your token, right? Excuse me. Dogelon Mars. You click on it, and you're going to see this little tab right here called Markets. And then you're going to see these little things, SEX, DEX, spot, perpetuals, and futures. If you want to buy spot, you're going to make sure it stays here, and you're going to scroll down, and everywhere on this is where you can buy it spot. All right? These are all places that you can buy spot. Now notice there's not really a Coinbase on here. There's not really a crypto.com, but there's Blowfin, which I have. There's their sponsored channel if you want to buy it from there. I got a link down below. KSX down there, LBank. Trying to think of exchanges that we deal with on a regular basis here. Not many. Nope, those are all different ones right here. So the ones I think you guys know about mostly are OKX, Bing, BitGet, Mexi, Gate, KuCoin, HTX, BingX, Bitmart. So there's places you can buy it, but it's more of a process to buy them, right? Unlike Coinbase, Robinhood, and Crypto.com, you can attach your bank account to that, just transfer money over and buy whatever you want to. Usually you have to transfer money over to your Coinbase account, or to your Crypto.com account, or to your Robinhood account, and you're going to transfer USDC, or most likely now for most exchanges, USTD, and then you have to transfer that USTD over to another exchange, and that exchange you can buy the tokens over there, and if you want to, you can withdraw those tokens over to a cold storage wallet or another wallet if you wanted to. But to find them, hit markets, it'll drag you down a little bit, make sure it's under spot, or if you want to figure out where you can trade them, futures, there's only 4: K6, XT, BitGet, and Bybit. At one point it was on all of these exchanges, right? But it probably got kicked off because it wasn't doing so hot, right? And you can see the volume, right? Volume. It probably wasn't doing too well at the time, and so they needed to move it in order to put a new token up. Remember, I just had my weeks account up here. And they have this thing called WeLaunch, right? So if you hold some tokens here, oh, there's no projects right now. There you go, new listings, right? On the 10th today, Velvet was listed. Yesterday, Chill House was listed. On the 9th, also Arcade was listed. Tanasi was listed. There's a bunch of lists, right? So there's a whole bunch of coins getting listed. But every now and again, like that one that froze on me where it says, you actually just saw it for a second, Lingo's at 50% loss, right? That one froze on me because I didn't close it, and I had to they gave me my money back for it, what I had left. But basically that token was just going down, 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 so they took it off because they didn't want it on there, because that's just wasting resources that the exchange has. So yeah, a lot of times it'll be changing up a little bit. Bitcoin is trying to break out, everybody, so maybe what we'll do is we'll watch the 1 minute chart very fast and see if Bitcoin can actually have a nice little surge here. Maybe if we're lucky, it'll have a nice little. And it can, not yet. I'm making one literally right now for Opus Clip. I just was talking to one of their techs, Ivan, and he was verifying for me that before I make the tutorial, I get started recording on it, because I have the layout of the tutorial done. He just wanted to confirm that they weren't going to have any major UI changes for a minute. So Opus Clip, right? So I have all these videos of mine that I cut up and I post on YouTube and stuff like that. You guys have seen it. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. This cigar is a very strong one. A lot of this is different than when I first started doing my original tutorials, right? Like if you go over to YouTube now, you got my buddy Nick Nimmin. He has the biggest tutorial right now. Justin Brown, Opus Clip. This guy's a good friend of mine. He actually helped me with that AI. I got an AI one right now called Pixels, and I've been making AI thumbnails with them. Check this out. I paid $80 to get all these credits here, and I've been using them and just testing out a bunch of stuff. All right. I would say I'm a little bit darker skinned, but hey, it made me look a little bit thinner, you know? Makes me look like a freaking Klingon or whatever on the top of my head, but I don't mind. This one right here that you guys are using today, right? Who did I get this from? Invest Answers, right? This was a test right there. There's more on top of it. So yeah, I'm in this little network, but I'm building up another channel I told you guys to just make tutorials for AI tools. I'm making a channel that's specifically designed for AI tools for the creator economy, for those people who want to do work on YouTube, right? But my video is so old now that I don't think it's there. Like yeah, mine's low on the list. But I am happy to say, right? That 1,000 views. Oh, that's Dan. Yeah, that's Dan. He's really good. Damn, my tutorial. Yeah. Oh, there it is. 24,000 views 2 years ago. All right. But they didn't have the YouTube channel really set up back in the day, right? So I was helping them out before they got the YouTube channel up. I think even in the past. Yeah, 2 years ago. Big thanks to Michael Whitman for dropping this tutorial on Opus Clip's new features, right? It was a good time, right? Let's see. Anything else in here? I think they made a post about me as well somewhere else as being one of their new affiliates, but I forget what it was. Hold on. But I've been working with them for years. I've just been doing more work for them now because YouTube has been blah, 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 right? Oh, and I don't want to chat with YouTube creator support. Oops. Notifications. I think if I go over to community and mentions. Yeah, we're proud to announce the new official Opus Clip brand partners at Michael Whitman at Empikes, and see how my name was first. You know, I've been doing some chill stuff with them. I enjoy them a lot. It's really cool tools in here, but there's so many tools. There's brand templates that you can adjust for every different type of tool thing you want to. Asset libraries. I don't really have an asset library, but if I wanted to, I could do it. Calendars for posting, analytics, which I haven't really done much with yet because it's in beta. And then, you know, social accounts, the ones I can post to, TikTok, X, and YouTube. All types of stuff. So yeah, video editor, enhanced speech, AI reframe, AI b-roll, AI hook, bunch of stuff. But yeah, I'll make a tutorial on that one here fairly soon. It won't be out for like another weekend or so. I need to have the verification that nothing is going to change. Because again, you know me, I make very detailed tutorials going over every button, which it's not for everybody, but for those who really want to understand what the program is, you know, and you don't want to have to waste credits. You don't want to have to waste credits trying to figure it out. That's where I come in. But you know, I like to be spoon-fed information. I suck at trying to figure stuff out myself in a way. Although I kind of figured out trading that way from reading a few books and things. There we go. And a sip of water, and Bitcoin's still churning. We can see if it makes a larger move. I need to flush out my system before I go to Portland. Start drinking up a little bit. I'm not really drinking up a lot in Portland, but I'm gonna be in Portland. Yeah, I need to find something to do part or full time, make money with it. Yeah, it just really depends on what you want to do, right? I mean, as long as you have some type of skill set in a field, you can usually make some money off of it. All I know how to do is YouTube right now. I used to be in the corporate life. I guess I could go back to corporate life if I wanted to, but I kind of like the consulting side of things because they just want to ask my opinion on certain things. I'll give my opinion. I'll say, hey, I'll get back to you in a week or so once I've done some more research. I go and do some research and I say, hey, I know I told you this, but I'm thinking a little bit different right now after kind of doing a little bit more of a deep dive. What do you think about this? Right? And they say, yes, no, I'm not the final decision maker. I just kind of give my opinion and we rock and roll. It's very, very nice. I really enjoy it quite a bit. Hey, Michael, is this a bad time to be DCAing if I'm buying a coin that's still underwater? No, If you're buying tokens right now and they're underwater, you don't have to keep on dollar cost averaging it if you don't want to. You can just say, hey, I bought enough of this token. I've already invested $100 to $200, and that's all I want to invest in it. I'm not going to touch it, and I'm going to wait to see what happens with it. And you can go off and buy another token while you wait, right? You can do different strategies here, as long as you have the understanding that says, hey, we're probably not going to see an altcoin season type of move until later on this year when we're having consistent rate cuts. And even those rate cuts, as you guys know, we're only really supposed to have 2 this year, right? I believe it's supposed to be in September and October, 25 and a 25. That's it as far as what we're looking at right now. So, you know, what I'm doing is sometimes if I believe in them a lot, I double down. But most of the time after I've been buying a little bit, I kind of settle down and I just wait. So I know I had this, was it in here, this one? It might have been in this chat. Yeah, here it is. This one. This is one of my portfolios that we just talked about a while ago. I've invested $5,750 into this account. I've lost almost $1,000. And that's after today's pump. That's after today's pump. I've lost almost $1,000, right? So it was probably down almost like $1,500 at one point. I'm okay with that because this is a volatile altcoin season with market caps that have very low levels, like AI tech, right? The market cap for, there we go. This is a $61 million market cap. This is extremely high risk. And I know that. I'm fine with it, right? But they're doing AI. They have a website. They have an X account. The X account has around 562,000 followers, all right? And with the website, nope. Right? Powering AI with Europe's first eco-friendly HPC data center driven by AI tech. This is the only way I can really figure out how to get involved in the European sector. I don't really like Europe because of all the regulations. They over-regulate. I come from an American background where like no regulation is fine by me, for the most part, right? You heard what I said about YouTube earlier, so it kind of just depends on how it affects me. But there's a lot of regulation in Europe, which can kind of stunt some growth. And I was like, you know what? I don't really know many AI companies in Europe that do cryptocurrency. So I bought like a couple $100 worth of this and I'm waiting. But actually, no, how much did I buy? $250. And I've lost $90 off of that. I've lost 37% off of that, 36% off of that, right? But again, I'm fine with it, right? We'll see. If I go over here to AI tech, you can see the chart very fast here. I was waiting for Bitcoin to ever move. Why does it keep adding it on? Let's go to the weekly chart. All right. And I bought this at 0.0618. So 0.062. All right. That's my average. So what I've decided to do is just be like, okay, I'm gonna wait. I already invested enough money into that sucker. If you've only invested $20 and maybe you want to invest $50 on top of that, oh yeah, go for it. It just depends on what your personal risk, risk assessment is. But yeah, some tokens I am, some tokens I'm not. There's another token on here called Layer. That one's down 16%. Ali's only down 3%, so that's not too bad. ID, this is one of my favorite tokens right now. Same with World token, right? And I was hoping it might make that move over here. It didn't. Now we're starting to make that move, hopefully. But that I bought at doesn't say on this one. It says on. Oh, I dollar cost average into this, but basically, if it's down 13%, I probably bought it over here somewhere. Like not even. I probably brought it up over here somewhere, right? And that's the type of dips you expect to see, I guess. But yeah, I'm waiting. But I'm waiting for that. That's what I'm waiting for. So, gonna give it some time, you know, and if it makes a move, let's say it goes up just to this high, not even that high. If it even goes from here, from that point, whatever level over here, that's still around like 260%. I'll be happy with that. That's 260% profit on 550. So there you go. I think Google's freezing on me. 53% memory, 60% CPU. Yeah, Google is just spiking up everything right now. I don't know why Google's doing it though. It's staying pretty steady. Well, if that's the case, I'm literally just gonna delete Google for a second and get back on top of it. So let's go over here. We got this one. And well, as long as I'm still streaming with you guys, it should be fine. Let's go over here to Task Manager. Thought I had it open for a second. Okay, there we go. There you go, Chrome. And the task. Then my computer calms down, yeah. Back over here. Restore everything. And there we go. Don't know what the heck is going on with all that stuff. All right. Percent. And what did I say that was? ID token. And I set it probably up here towards around, so 240%. I think it said 260, but let's just go on the low end, 240, right? And that was one of these things. My computer's not liking one of these tabs. I gotta close them all. Maybe weeks, something like that. Maybe the music one. I don't really know. Let's see. So 250. No. ID layer. There you go. 550 and 240%. You know, that'll bring me. That'll pull out $1,870. Right. And so you do 18 minus 50. That's like little over $1,300, $1,320 profit. You know, maybe $1,300 after fees. So, you know, but that could be for holding for like 5-6 months, but getting, you know, 240% profit for half a year. For investors, that's a dream come true. For somebody who wants money right now, that's a nightmare. But you have to think a little bit more like a, you know, an investor, I guess, when you get into some of these tokens and when to get in and when to get out. And what sucks about this cycle, as we've talked about a few times here, these moves only really last for a few weeks, maybe a month at the most, and then everything starts to really pull back quite a bit. So when the move happens, you know you have a little bit of time, but you want to be scaling out through that time at this, right? So it's just a little bit different. Here we go, guys. I'm gonna give Loki a treat because he's over here begging. Here you go. Let me not get smoke in your face. There you go. That's for my face. Oh, you being good boy? Oh, you being good boy? Your tail's wagging. Okay, there you go. Good boy. Yum, 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 yum. And we want to go back over to this one right here. There we go. 116 plus. Yeah, there we go, right? I've never been to Seattle or Portland. My buddies live in Salem. It's the politics of the states and the cities can be kind of brutal sometimes, depending on how you like your freedoms and whatnot. I don't really test the freedom, so I don't really care all that much. But hold on. But let me go over here to maps, Portland, Oregon. What we have a lot of is green. You zoom out, beautiful. All the civilization is all the carved out stuff, right? All the carved out stuff. But you go to Seattle, right? And you just go any direction. You just like, this is some random parking lot with the post office, and you got trees in the background, trees everywhere. You go a little bit over here, trees. You know, when I lived in Montana, I lived in Bozeman, and there was trees, but it just wasn't the same. I don't know if I used to live as Billings, Big Timber. That means it's in the middle here somewhere. Livingston, there we go. Right? There's trees, it's just not the same type of thing. So like if I lived in a house that was off, where's the Safeway at? No, this is what I'm looking at. So I lived off of this road right here. Right? They got trees and stuff like that. It's just not the same thing, I guess. Right? It's just not the same thing. They have really nice hills, but it's mostly farmland. Once you get out here, you can go to the trees in the forest. But they really just like did some clear cuts because, you know, it's mostly farming, right? So if you want trees, you got to go out to here. There you got your trees. But, you know, a lot of trees on your property. No, actually, my friend used to live there. What do you call? You know, it's just different because it's a different type of area. But they have the forests and stuff like that. Seattle and Washington, Oregon, it's just dense. And then we also have the coast. We have water. I stayed in this Airbnb one time in a town called, oh, there it is, Holly. And I believe it was cemetery. No, I was up here. This place right here, this the owners of this house live right here, and this is an Airbnb, and you can, oh, I guess I didn't take any photos and upload them to Google. You can go over here and walk down, and there's like a little shoreline over here, which is kind of ugly, if I can find it. It's over this bend. There we go. You can walk into the water, and you can pull up fresh oysters. And they're really, really tasty. Fresh oysters, and you can look up the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife. You can see where all the good algae is and the bad algae. They test it all the time. I'm all for taxes for wildlife and stuff like that. I don't care. But you got trees all across the road. I mean, they don't even take the trees next to the water. You know what I mean? Like, they keep them all in here. We preserve the trees, and it's just great. You know, you want to escape? I'd say come. Now, Seattle is a city. You're not going to see as many trees, obviously. But even once you go outside, you know, this little big city, they have some parks here, which are pretty nice. I think I went to this park the other day, maybe with my grandparents for like a jazz festival or something. But yeah, like I used to live right here in this apartment complex. And I mean, oh, that's not where it said at all. There's a Castle School, and the Castle School has trees by it, and there's trees all down by the hill, and it had a view of the water. Right? So I think, was my car here? No, I think they might have updated it. If you go to this place in Bayside Gardens, they have the original photos, I think. And yeah, there's my Ford Fusion literally right there. Right? Back in 2024. No, that's not my car. Never mind. I was not there in 2024. This. Nope, never mind. Oh no, it wasn't that. It was their actual website. That's their calendar. Amenities, floor plans. There's my Ford Fusion. Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, Ford Fusion. That's 20. No, I was not. I was living here in 24. Yeah, but there's my Ford Fusion right there. Chilling out. I had my room over here, looking over the waterfront. Great times living in that apartment. You ever want to party and just walk back to your apartment? That's what city life is for. That's what city life is for. You've been to that castle? You started staking Solana and Robin at only about 7% though. Hey, that's 7% more than nothing, right? It's always worth it. You're using ChatGPT to show your gains. Explain how you're using ChatGPT. No. So what I do is I build a portfolio, right? And I'll buy them. I'll buy all of my assets on that exchange, on an exchange. And then what I'll do is I'll type down all of the trades that I opened up, and it might be 5 for the day, 10 for the day. It's not too many, right? And I'll say exactly the price I opened them up at, and I'll plug it all into ChatGPT. Then what I'll do is I'll go over here and I'll make a specific watch list for it, right? Like buy the dips, right? Or 2025 bangers, right? And then what I'll do here is I'll just screenshot this like this, and I'll be like, hey, ChatGPT, can you tell me how much money I've lost or made on this token? Right? And then it'll do all the math for me. It'll look at everything and says, oh yeah, you told me you bought this at 0.008, but now it's at 0.0044. Damn, you've lost some money, man. It'll break it all down for you. So I just send it a screenshot, and it's just making a better workflow, right? But you got to do a little bit of work at the beginning. So after you do all your research, you find out the tokens you want to buy, you buy them. After you buy them, you can screenshot all the buys if you want to. A lot of times with spot trading, though, it doesn't really show it very easily, even on any platform. So I'll usually just type it off in Google Docs, type, opening price, the date I bought it, stuff like that. And then I'll take the most important stuff and I'll plug it into ChatGPT, and I says, hey, ChatGPT, this is what I just bought. Don't do anything with it. Just here it is. And then I'll come back a week later and says, hey, here are the current prices of all the tokens that I've bought, that I gave you. Can you please update me to how much money I've made or lost? And it'll break it down like that. Obviously, it doesn't have it doesn't care about your feelings. It'll say, oh yeah, you're down 27%, you're down 7%, you're down 26%, you're down 12%, right? And I'm not afraid of telling you guys that, because I just told you guys we were down on our portfolios for the last couple of days here, switch to the high risk one, right? But all of a sudden, high risk is up 11%. The FARC, I'm not in the FARC coin like that. I have some money in FARC coin, it's like $300. It's up, but not that. And the group portfolio safe that we made, I was like, hey, let's make a portfolio that is safe, where it has heavy Bitcoin, heavy Ethereum, and heavy XRP, and then we can see how it performs. And this is a portfolio I put together with you guys. I'm like, okay, this works, and I put a couple of your tokens in here as well. And let's see how it does and how it performs if we hold for a few months. Now, we're not going to dollar cost average into this one. We're going to try to dollar cost average into the high risk one, but I think we're saving that for Monday. All right, so I'm going to be doing that. But then, you guys can see, is it good? Is it bad? How is it performing? All right. Right now, I put a lot of money into SERP token. No, not a lot, but I put like a good chunk of it into SERP token. SERP token's not even performing well. What's performing well is this freaking Pepe on Tron shit, right? But it's a high risk one, so you have a lot of diversity. So this, some of these gains will offset the losses. So, but then at the same time, if you would have just saw my main portfolio with the group portfolio with the FARC coin with the high risk, you'd be like, Michael, you're doing great right now. You're making some money. Things are working out okay. I also have my long-term accounts that are doing very, very well. But, I also have accounts like this where they're just not doing so hot. And I'm okay to admit to that, because guess what? Give it a few months. I'll be like, hey, remember that portfolio when I was down almost $1,000? Well, guess what? Now it's up $2,000. I love explaining that, because most people can't get that through their heads, that sometimes tokens don't just go straight up when you buy them, so it's worth, it's worth doing some stuff with it. I do love the Lake Tahoe area. That's the most northwest I've been. Hey, Lake Tahoe is good too. I got a friend going over there, I think 2 weeks from now. We were just talking about last night. Is this Timonite by any chance? I don't even know what that means. Did I start a new channel? Yeah, I started a second channel called Michael Whitman Investing. That's talking about the Dogecoin stream on there, and I'm gonna try to get that one monetized so I can make money off of it by doing trading tutorials again. So I'm gonna do a lot of trading tutorials on that one, and I'm gonna do daily technical analysis updates on Monday. I've been very slow about doing it, but basically I'm gonna build up a how should I say? I'm going to use a pretty similar thumbnail style as the one I'm using for this video. And I'm just going to have something like Bitcoin TA or something like that. And then, you know, if you guys want to watch it, you guys can. If you don't, that's fine as well. But there'll be Bitcoin technical analysis videos every day, maybe about 5 to 10 minutes long. And then from there, what I'll do is every time I make a tutorial, I'll just plug it into that channel. And I won't stream on that channel about crypto. I'll just keep streaming here. But yeah, so that's going to be the new channel style. Yeah, your background photo is the Hosenheim Castle in Germany. Oh, actually, I didn't know that. Yeah, what do you call? Yeah, I absolutely freaking love it. Absolutely love it. All right, but okay, buddy, it's been 2.5 hours. I'm gonna call it a night. If Bitcoin goes up later on, I'll be here to stream with you guys. I'm just gonna go hang out with my friends. I'm already like an hour and a half, hour late, something like that. I was planning a bunch of stuff about Portland, but I was like, Bitcoin's going to all-time highs. They you know, I'll just listen to what they came up with basically. But my plan for this weekend before I let you guys go, I am going to stream tomorrow. It'll be early, but I will stream tomorrow around like 11 o'clock to 12, 11 o'clock to 1, something like that, depending on how crazy Bitcoin's going. And then I'll leave for Portland tomorrow afternoon. I'm going straight there, just going to drive down there and meet my friends, because I think I might be getting a ride with a friend. Depends on if he wants to give me a ride or not. I don't want to pay those $50 fees for the freaking hotels. $50 a day for parking is insane. And then I'll make videos just from my phone tomorrow. Saturday I'll be busy most of the day, but I'll try to put out a video or two for you guys. Sunday I'm driving back in the afternoon after I have myself a brunch there. And then I should be able to stream Sunday night and get back to schedule. So it shouldn't be too much different. It's like a weekend trip compared to, like, I normally don't stream much on the weekends in the first place. So I think that should be a good way to go. But yeah. And hey, Alex, you feel like we're not done with Bitcoin today? Then you guys will probably see me a little bit later on tonight. Oop, there's a fly in here. Oh, the door is open, isn't it? Well, anyway, I'll see you guys a little bit later. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream tonight. I really enjoyed your company. And I'm hoping Bitcoin can go up a little bit higher. I expect it would go up higher even more tomorrow.